Welcome to Sam Roberts' Friday Show. A live extravaganza like no other. Phone calls, tweets, celebrity guests, Sam's friends that are good on the air. As a taste of the future starts now.
Here on a Friday, 866-WOW-1-WOW, 866-969-1969. Call in. We are live the Friday before Labor Day because we don't take vacations here at Sam Roberts' Friday Show. So do yourself a favor and become a part of it. DJ Whoo Kid, I haven't seen you I guess I was about to say I haven't seen you in a while, but you'd probably be more at home if I said in a minute.
Yeah, in a minute.
That's the way to phrase it.
I thought this was a pre-recording. We're live right now?
No, we're live right now. You thought we were just coming in at our usual time to pre-record.
I thought this was a pre-recorded.
No, we're live.
Shit.
We're live as it gets. That's the only way to take.
It's real.
Oh, it's real. That's the only way to take DJ Whoo Kid is live. And joining me as well today here, let's welcome. I'm only going from left to right, so I don't want anybody. No, my left. Yeah, sorry.
I was premature.
Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Mackey.
Hello, everybody.
And Sam Morrell.
Smug. He's smug.
You're smug.
I don't care for him.
Well, I don't care for you either.
Well, I'm glad you're both here because we care for both of you.
I don't know how these guys argue. I just overheard them talking about they're going to be a new DJ team. And
Sam and Joe?
Yeah.
Sam wishes.
This is the beat is just me beating Joe. That's the beat.
That wasn't funny at all.
But in rhythm.
In rhythm.
Yeah. Well, that takes some talent. Well, welcome.
It's great to be here.
Welcome to the show, everybody. I don't know. We've been off. It's been such a great time being away because you're working in radio. Obviously, you're up in the mornings. I work for Opie Show, so I'm up in the mornings at like 4 o'clock in the morning every morning, and it's hell.
I mean, you're up, not me.
No, not you. Who cares? No, yeah, I had to wake you up for this show today.
Hell yeah, it's early right now.
I know
me.
for you. What? But for me, this is like a treat. So, but my whole life goes back to what it was, because I've been doing this since like college, waking up early. So whenever I don't have to wake up early for periods of time, it just goes right back to what I would have done like when I was like 19. So within like 2 days, I'm up until 3 o'clock in the morning just watching wrestling documentaries and things about the Jonestown massacre. Like just watching documentaries about Jonestown and things like that.
Caught that one on Netflix the other day.
Did you?
Oh, man, yeah.
The one with the reenactments and everything?
The reenactments, the audio, the real audio of the actual...
Damn.
Yeah.
Mackie likes to watch terrible things unfold.
Well, I've seen his stand-up a number of times. It is not very good.
I was trying to pull that one back around, but he beat me to it.
You guys.
He was quick on the draw.
Speaking of Florian, that's usually when Sam passes out in a stupor.
And that's when Mackie wakes up to milk the cows on the farm.
That's a respectable job. I don't know what's right.
It's weird. It's
It is,
an odd,
I mean, to be in New York and to have cows that you wake up for in the morning is a strange thing.
You would have to be pretty wealthy.
Country bumpkin, Mackie.
Suburban Rube.
But so you watch the Jonestown thing? Because the other thing, like, I'm sitting there, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm watching this thing about Jonestown, and like you said, not only do they have reenactments, because you know the Jim Jones story, Whoo Kid?
The original one?
Not the rapper.
Ah, shit.
This is like Rick Ross, too. Not the rapper, the actual person. Like,
the rock dude.
No, that's Jim Morrison.
Ah, shit.
Jim Jones was not a rock dude.
The Dallas Cowboys owner.
Jim
I actually
Jones.
know him. That's cool.
Who?
The Dallas owner.
Jerry
No.
Jones?
Yeah, we're not talking about Jerry Jones. Although he may
they've
have,
bathed in many whores together.
Hell yeah.
he may have the same powers, but Jim Jones
Yeah.
was the guy who in the 70s, and I don't know, maybe people were more easily convinced of things in the 70s, but he was like a pastor or whatever, and he started his own congregation, his own church, and he convinced everybody to follow him to the point.
Oh, I know. He's
Mackie did a similar thing with Caroline's on Broadway, and he deceived many good paying people, and it was just as disgusting an act, I think.
And they all just laid dead after his half hour.
That's not true.
He didn't even have to tell them to poison themselves. It was actually...
They were just slitting their throats. What am I doing here?
Did he fuck the little girls too, like Jim Morrison?
I don't know where you get the idea that Jim Morrison was a pedophile.
I heard he fucked little girls.
Come on, baby, light my fire.
Was that a pedophile song?
Baby? I don't know. I don't know.
He may have literally meant that. But no, and he convinced people to go to like South Africa and move to the middle of the jungle.
Boombaye.
And create South Africa, not Africa.
They moved to Guyana
Yeah.
in South America.
That's what it was, not South Africa, South America.
And the senator went to go check up on the families to see if anyone was being held.
Because they built a complex together.
Wow.
That's what Jonestown was.
Yeah.
And like he said, the senator came, and he checked to make sure that everybody was okay.
This happened in like the early 90s, right?
No,
It was
that
the
was the
70s.
Branch Davidians.
70s?
You're thinking of David Koresh. This is a whole
Koresh.
different
I'm thinking
thing.
of Koresh, all right.
Like,
And then, like-
Jim Jones was so bad he ruined it for cults for like 15 years.
Because you couldn't even, like, people didn't even want anything to do with religion after that. Because the minute they were like, follow me, people. No, we saw what happened with Jonestown. I don't think so.
I'm not moving nowhere.
Yeah. No, I'm a fire marshal. Please follow me out of the burning building.
What was he, like a god? Like he was a god to these people?
Well, I think he convinced them. He must have, because the congressman came to check on them. He has the congressman, like 10 people, 10 or 12 people. They go, we want to leave. We don't want anything to do with Jonestown anymore because we don't trust this maniac. So he gets them, they leave with the congressman. He's got like 1,000 people in Jonestown, Jim Jones.
Wow.
And he only loses 10, 15, but he's so nuts that he has people with shotguns follow the congressman and the people leaving, and he just murders everybody.
What?
Well, he shoots everybody. He tries to murder everybody.
Some real shit.
And then he tells his followers, hey, listen, some of our people just killed a congressman. The United States government is not going to be happy about that. I'm going to have to insist that everybody drinks Kool-Aid laced with cyanide right now.
What?
And like 1,000 people killed themselves.
Why is it always Kool-Aid? Because they always seem to do... That's the
Well,
expression,
cyanide
drinking the
tastes
Kool-Aid.
bad, I assume.
Yeah, but why not Gatorade?
I mean, maybe in Guyana they don't have access to Gatorade. It's just that powder is so much easy to transport.
Plus, it was
I
the
like that
70s.
that's your problem with the whole story, Sam.
Right.
Guy could
I'm
easily be
just curious.
convinced to
They
be in
ruined
a cult.
Kool-Aid.
Yeah, not only did they ruin Kool-Aid, not one electrolyte in that poison. They
Empty.
still were thirsty.
That ad campaign, drinking the Kool-Aid, ruined Kool-Aid.
Well, that's why he had to like walk through walls all during the 80s. It's just like they had to do something so crazy to get people drinking Kool-Aid after that.
Yeah, they needed like the most ridiculous mascot they could
I ain't
find.
gonna front. I drank that shit when I saw that shit ran through the wall.
Yeah, you had to,
Yeah,
right?
because I lived in a project, so I always wanted my project wall to be smashed in. And
Yeah, you were like, oh
it's
shit,
some big thing, give me juice.
that pitcher of juice got a 2-bedroom now?
What? Shit was real back then. son.
Exactly.
Kind of a sad commentary on the Kool-Aid, man.
You never went through that in the farm, like Kool-Aid guy
No,
gotta
I
come
didn't.
in.
I didn't want to like someone breaking my parents' house.
Well, it's different. It's different for you. You were raised on a farm, so like to break down a barn wall,
First of all,
it's just
I was-
outside.
I was not raised on a farm. That's another.
I'm glad that rumor's catching on, though. I like that.
Yeah, because right, Whoo Kid, we thought it because all you'd see is cows in a field. They
Like
wouldn't
cows could get in. You don't want
Exactly.
cows getting in your house.
No.
What
Plus-
drove Mackie into comedy is when he had to put down his favorite little piggy. It was,
Well, and you don't want the cows to be spooked either.
Or-
It spoils the milk.
Yeah, I give up. Is a cow considered like a gold piece? Like, you know, when we get like chains and stuff?
For farmers?
Yeah.
I think it is.
It's like a piece of jewelry.
Yeah, see, that's the difference. Like, the people in hip-hop would just spend their money on jewelry to impress people,
Yeah, but
even though it means nothing.
The farmers, they rock cows.
But they don't rock cows, they use them for milk.
Oh, I thought they just jump on them and ride them.
No, they
How
buy...
do you think food is made?
Go to the store, right? But like, I couldn't believe watching Jim Jones. I was like, I get on here, like you heard at the top of the show. I'm trying to convince people to call a radio show, and I don't feel like I have that,
You have that power?
power to do it.
Yeah, but your phone lines are full.
I guess so, but I don't think that. I tried to wrap my head around how eloquent you have to be able to talk people into doing that.
Well, there's one major question here.
What's that?
Were they all white?
No, dude, no.
No.
That was his
lot.
whole main thing was that he wanted to have racial integration, and he didn't think that it was possible in the U.S. So he got a lot of like black.
I think it's important to have diversity even in mass suicide. I think that's nice.
Yeah, a lot of his followers were black, and he convinced all these people that like the U.S. was never gonna accept them, and move to. That was one of the reasons he was so persuasive to people.
And then he would bring them over to South America and say the United States is too dangerous. They're not, number one, there's a nuclear holocaust on the way. I promise you.
I gotta watch this documentary.
It's
I haven't seen
amazing.
this one. I just watched the Fab Five. That's what I watched.
About the
30 for
Beatles?
30. No, there were 4 Beatles.
Right.
The Fab Five. Jalen Rose and Chris Webber, that Michigan basketball team.
I will watch a 30 for 30.
It's a pretty cool one.
Yeah, but it's not like you don't sit there being like, wait, this guy sat there. He didn't go person by person.
No, it's not. It's more tame for sure.
He was on a loudspeaker.
All the most convincing speakers are evil. And
Yeah.
that's what
Hitler, Stalin, Joe Mackey. I mean,
Well, I think a weird thing happens when you realize that you're a good enough speaker that you can convince people to do things. You have absolute power at that point. Like, how could you not use it for horrible evil?
yeah.
I'm always surprised when Sam can convince women to go out with him.
Take a little longer to get your next insult out.
No, I appreciate that. He was letting me finish my statement.
Sorry, I just woke up.
Nah, he was a little nervous to go at you because, he likes you.
Let me go to
That's not it.
let me go to the phones here on Sam Roberts Friday Show. 866-969-1969. Whoo Kid, Sam Morrell, and Joe Mackey in here. Let's go to Chris in Michigan. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Sammy, nice talking to you. Sometime, long time, whatever. Hey, that whole drinking the Kool-Aid thing, that's where that comes from. When you tell somebody to stop drinking the Kool-Aid when they're following their beliefs blindly, because obviously they drank the Kool-Aid and they died. So
Yeah, I was going to tell you that. I guess we just veered off topic, but the reason that they always say they're drinking the Kool-Aid is because of Jim Jones.
That's kind of cool to be that evil that you get an expression named after you.
Right.
You know?
I get it, but then he didn't know that he had the expression because then he just got somebody to shoot him in the head.
That's true.
He didn't even drink the
He
Kool-Aid
didn't get
himself.
to enjoy it.
Yeah.
That's a bummer. I feel like
Are you bummed out?
I think drinking poisonous Kool-Aid would be a much more fun death than getting your head shot off.
It always seems weird to me when they say it's taking the easy way out, though.
What?
Like
suicide?
If getting shot in the head is the easy way out, it just seems.
I would think that there's no way. Because, yeah, you drink cyanide Kool-Aid. I'm assuming that you still feel your insides burning out.
That's true.
Right? Like, it's probably a very unpleasant thing. Like, when you get shot in the head, I don't think it hurts.
Why can't they, like, gas themselves or something? I'm always shocked when people have, like, a painful suicide. There's so many, like, painless ways to do it.
You know, something tells me that a lot of people that commit suicide may not be in the greatest frame of mind to make the most logical choices.
We should have Sam drink cyanide and
Which
tell
one?
us how it... Sam Moore.
Thank you.
All my negative comments are directed at
Suicide is
Sam.
no laughing matter, Joe, and I refuse to laugh. That's something that people are really struggling
That
with.
wasn't suicide joke. That was a tricking you to murdering yourself joke.
Well, that was suicide at the space. I don't care for it.
Wouldn't have been suicide because it's your fault, not his.
Yes.
My boy got the pills for like $150 if you want to die, like, you know, go to sleep, quiet
I
death.
feel like
What?
DJ Whoo Kid has a guy for everything.
What?
It's a death nigga.
Your boy has suicide pills? I don't want
From
them.
NASA.
He didn't
You know, they got that pill out there. Like, if you get caught out there in space.
Supposedly they give that to the astronauts.
Yeah, but you can get it for $1.50. We got to get it quick, though. They're going quick.
They are. Who's buying them?
Man, poor people.
They're just tired of it.
They're killing themselves. I would too if I didn't have nobody.
That's really. I'm glad that you're a progressed human being, kid. Like you're a full picture guy. You know.
Myself.
I'm pretty sure you're serious right now, too.
You wouldn't kill yourself if you were like super broke?
I'll let you know in a couple years.
The way his career's going sooner.
That was a joke I made, Joe. Joe's just piggybacking my shitting on myself joke.
Well, I
can't piggyback.
I tagged it where your career's going worse than you said it was.
Technically, you were shitting on yourself, and then Joe took another shit on top of you for no reason.
It was a big shit.
Right. It wasn't so much that he piggybacked, it was just mean for the sake of meanness.
That's just kind of Joe Mackey in a nutshell,
Is it?
basically. Yeah, he's not a good person.
But what he does is he smiles and he uses his high-pitched voice, and nobody can ever tell.
You look a little Japanese today. You know,
Who does?
say they shit on each
I
other.
did find myself a little more attracted to Joe than normal. A little Japanese grin.
I mean, they shit on each other, right? I've seen those movies.
The Japanese people?
You ever see the Japanese porn when they shit on their mouths and all that?
I think there is a lot of
shit.
A lot of
If there's any
Japanese
bowels in a porno, that's when I X out immediately. I don't stick around long enough to confirm if it was or was not a poop. So
Can we Google that so you can see a Japanese guy shit in a girl's mouth?
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't want
Mom,
to.
stop listening now if you're listening, all right?
Stacy in Indiana, welcome to Sam Roberts Friday Show.
Hi. I teach history, or have a license to teach history here in Indiana. And when they did autopsies on those people, they found that most of those people did not drink the Kool-Aid, that they were injected by his leaders. And this guy beat the crap out of most of these people that wanted to leave. He had sex with the younger ladies.
Little kids, yo. You know what I mean?
That actually humanizes him a little bit, though. At least he got it wet, you know? Yeah. If you're going to do all this awful shit.
There was some sort of physical...
Yeah.
Well, he was heavy into, I don't know if he had drugs or I mean, what kind of drugs he did, but he was heavily medicated himself. That's why he wore, if you look at the pictures of him, he was always wearing sunglasses. But he was he started out as a Pentecostal minister here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and then he moved to San Francisco, and they were getting on him wanting to raid his church. And then he moved out of San Francisco into some type of a communal area in some type of wooded
And he impregnated
area.
one of the women who gave birth to young Joe Mackey. And,
Is that right, Joe? I had no idea there was so much historical significance to our guest today.
That is not accurate. That is a fabrication.
He's your father, Joe.
Thank you, Stacy.
All right, took it too far.
Thank you so much.
All right, I'll talk to you later. Yeah, it's a weird thing, too, because, like, Stacy knows everything about his life. First of all, the fact that she said that makes me feel better, because it sounds like he didn't just talk people into killing themselves. He beat them and then just murdered them. So that's a little.
A lot of people didn't want to kill themselves. I remember that part of the documentary, but they had people with guns.
Yeah.
Forced them to do it.
What would you do? Like, I will shoot you if you don't drink this cyanide. Well, why don't you just shoot me then? I mean,
I guess you gotta go for it. You know.
Yeah, you
can't. I'd rather get killed than kill myself. I think in that situation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess you'd have to think to yourself. They did show the one person who survived was an old black woman who just hid under her bed the entire time. While 900 people killed themselves, one old black woman was under her bed, just like, well, I'm just going to wait here until the last thump.
Well, was she really dark? How come I didn't see her?
I guess they weren't checking under the beds.
It must have been really dark under that bed.
I guess. But yeah, I mean, you'd have to think to yourself, what's the likelihood here?
For the listeners that can't see us, that was Sam Morril that said it's really dark. That was Sam Morril.
Wasn't me.
Any negative tweets?
Check those at Sam Morril.
That's Sam Morril at gmailracist.net. And
but like, you have to. I guess in that moment you have to say, okay, what's the likelihood? Like, can I just pretend to drink it and pretend to die? Because if I thought that I could get away with like just holding it in my mouth and collapsing,
and then
and just kind of letting it dribble out slowly over the course of a few hours, I'd probably try that.
There's always that fear that you like shoot yourself in the head, and then like the SWAT team runs in and rescues everyone right after you shoot yourself.
Right,
you know?
Right. Yeah, I mean,
or everyone else was faking.
The worst fear is shooting yourself in the head and it not taking, like you just shoot down the side of your head. Have you seen that happen to people? I mean,
like
heard about that. Yeah.
You're just walking around with like a giant part of your head missing for the rest of your life. You know?
And then you have to be like, well, what happened? Well, I tried to blow my face off and
doesn't Norm have that joke where it's like how people try to kill themselves and they fail and then they never try to kill themselves again? He's like, which like really, wouldn't you really look at it like here's another thing I can't do?
Yeah, I think that's a Norm Macdonald bit.
That's a great bit.
Let me go to Michael in North Carolina. Michael, welcome to Sam Roberts Friday Show.
Hey.
You there, Michael? Your phone's breaking up.
Hello?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I used to work with this girl, and like after knowing her and her whole family for like 2 years, she admitted to me that her mother and father and all like 7 of her brothers and sisters were in that cult and traveled from San Francisco down there to South America with them. And like a week before they all killed themselves, her mother was like, "We got to get the fuck out of here," and they escaped like through the jungle.
Wow.
How'd they escape though? I mean, you can't get to America through the jungle.
No, there was like people that were outside of the cult that lived in the community outside that were like sneaking some of those people out.
Wow,
like an underground railroad kind of.
Yeah. Wow, white slavery.
It's not white people.
That's what I was going for.
It's not white people.
Oh, they were white slaves. Oh man, I learned
Pretty cool that he worked with a girl.
Did he fuck them?
What, Jim Jones?
Yeah, did he fuck all of them?
Every single one? I don't think so. I mean, the dick gets sore after a certain period of time, but I'm sure he dipped in some of them.
I mean, I heard those kind of cults, they have to fuck everybody. Like, everybody has to be fucked. Men, women, children.
By the same guy?
Yeah, he's the
Where'd
god.
you hear that from?
This is a connection, spiritually and moisturally.
Well, if that's true, Sam's been initiated to quite a number of cults.
You're talking about dudes, right?
Well, whoever, really.
Let's go. I love the glee that you had. You were like, "Oh, this is gonna be a good one."
I got one question though. How did they get the Kool-Aid down there? Like the powder?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah,
I guess from the beginning, from the beginning, was he like, okay, first I'm going to get everybody down to South America, then eventually I'm going to make him drink poison Kool-Aid? Like if that was the plan.
Wow. I like to think he's got some accountant who's like, Kool-Aid, can you guys give me a deal? I'm buying a huge bulk here. Yeah. Can you maybe hook me up?
Yeah. We need enough powder right there. We need enough for 900 people, but we're watering it down, so
it's going to be part cyanide.
Yeah. Yeah, did you say, was there any explanation as to why he had mountains of Kool-Aid?
I don't know. I just think I know that they tried to build, houses and build a town.
Yeah.
So I figure, if you're going to build a town, you're going to want to have,
powder
beverages.
Beverages. You want to have. You can't.
And Kool-Aid's not going to go bad. It's not going to evaporate.
No, it's that powder. It's going to last a couple of years.
You don't even need sugar now. You just pour water in there.
Yeah.
Moisture,
indeed. Yeah, I mean, I guess.
It's so far down my list of questions. The whole Jim Jones massacre.
Why'd they have Kool-Aid?
What the heck?
I love that was Sam's first question. Why did they use Gatorade?
I'm just curious.
It's like the 70s.
Gatorade was pretty new back then, too, wasn't it?
I mean, probably,
I don't know.
but regardless, it was they just the easiest thing to put cyanide with. The point was the cyanide, not the other half of the concoction.
Does anybody know the flavor of the Kool-Aid? Was it grape?
I think it was fruit punch.
Oh, man.
You
At
like
least it wasn't grape. Grape would have been cruel.
Send you to heaven before he sent you to hell.
You like fruit punch Kool-Aid?
Fruit punch, I got my dick get hard right now for the...
Fruit punch is probably the #1 flavor. I
Hell
would say.
yeah.
I like cherry. Cherry.
I'm a grape guy.
Oh, of course he is.
Like the
of course,
purple tongue.
he's the one kid that
Wait
likes
a minute.
grape.
Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Are you trying to ingratiate yourself to DJ Whoo Kid?
No, I'm not. I mean,
You're a
just
racist,
because he's
Mac.
on the
You
show with
self-fishing.
racist Sam Morrill.
Started to connect with my homie, man.
Let's go to
But
George.
Mackey's favorite Starburst is orange.
I do like the orange.
You stink, Mackey.
I like to put the green and the yellow together. It's like a lemon lime.
Oh, he's making me furious.
Let's go to George in Austin. Welcome to Sam Roberts Friday Show.
Man, this is why I listen to the show, man. It's such fucking insightful questions of all the shit that happened there.
Hell fucking yeah, nigga.
Kool-Aid. I mean, other than the Whoo Kid who's drinking it right now, when's the last time he drank Kool-Aid? In the 1980s and shit?
Hell yeah. I'm 42,
If
nigga.
I told you that I had this Kool-Aid, there is cyanide in it, but it's fruit punch Kool-Aid.
I'll
Would
drink
you?
the fuck out of that shit.
You couldn't leave it there the whole show,
I
could
probably
you?
wouldn't even die.
We got to do that next week. We got to get some Kool-Aid with cyanide in it. And it'll be like a Whoo Kid bait. Like, let's see if you can go the whole
I'll
show.
drink that shit all day.
And then you'll be dead.
See
And then
ya.
everybody will know. Paul in North Carolina.
Yeah, you guys, there's another cult that did that in like 1997, the Heaven's Gate cult. Anyone remember that one?
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
this is the one where they all had white Nikes on,
They
right?
didn't have Kool-Aid.
They like.
Yeah, white Nikes and black sweatpants.
See,
Wow.
Was that the one with the Hale Bopp comet?
I
Where
think
they,
so.
Where they, they were like it wasn't nearly as massive, but yeah, it was another. And there was one in Japan too with the
Oh, that was
the
that was
poison
crazy.
gas.
Oh, yeah.
That guy looks scary too.
See the Heaven's Gate one, though, definitely. You say what you want about Jim Jones. Heaven's Gate, they definitely killed themselves.
Oh yeah,
Like, there's no way they were injected. Because they were all lying in bed.
They all laid down in bed neatly, drank Kool-Aid and phenobarbital and suffocated themselves with plastic bags. They found them a few days later, like.
How the fuck does a brain get there? Like, a person's brain can be so beaten down that they're like, yeah, this seems like a good idea.
But let's get back to the Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid has been used in this area of death too.
So you're telling me that you think
Oh man,
people can't resist Kool-Aid regardless of what you put in it?
I'll just die for that shit.
I get it. It's like, here, these ice pops have cyanide in them, but they are ice pops.
Fruit punch?
Kyle in Indiana. Welcome to Sam Roberts Friday Show.
Yeah, I have a question. I have an answer for the Kool-Aid thing and why they had it.
Good, thank God.
Thank God, fucking God.
Alert CNN. Tell them Ferguson is yesterday's story. We're about to find out why Jim Jones had Kool-Aid.
They used to practice, and the grape tastes good with cyanide, made the taste go away. But they used to practice killing themselves all the time, just in case the day came.
How do you practice killing yourself?
Well, they did have drills. They remember those drills that they used to have?
The white knight drills?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're saying they killed people, like they would just grab one person to drink the cyanide?
No, they didn't put the cyanide in it, but they wouldn't tell them the cyanide was not in it.
Gotcha.
They practiced all the time.
Holy shit.
We should
They knew
practice
it
that
was
shit next
coming.
week.
You just want some Kool-Aid in here, dude.
Yeah, let's practice that.
And with the fucking part, too, Jim Jones used to fuck the men as punishment.
So, yo, I'm not
tried to
making this shit
leave.
up, you see?
That's actually, Mackie used to fuck his ex-girlfriend as punishment.
Is that right? That's
She would try to leave you, and
I've never had a girlfriend.
He really is Japanese.
Mackie, I was setting you up.
Chad in Maine.
Yeah, was that the documentary where they had like a traveling basketball team that played like other parts of that country?
His son actually survived because he was with the traveling basketball team, and they didn't go back. They called him back. They were in a town, like a town in Guyana near where the compound was.
What's his son do now?
He's in the documentary. I don't recall what he does now, but they had a traveling basketball team, and they were supposed to play like the Guyanese national team, but
Is it
like
a
right when it was happening.
intramural league or something?
Yeah.
Didn't he catch AIDS?
Well, I think they were trying to start their own little country, so they had a basketball team.
Yeah, and they go, like, Jim Jones contacted him right before it went down. He was like, you have to come back now. And his son was like, fuck you.
How do you explain that to a chick you're dating? If she's like, when can I meet your parents? You're like, funny story, actually. My dad murdered everyone.
Yeah, you can just turn on the movie and be like, what'd you think of the movie?
I probably wouldn't start that sentence with funny story.
Well, I find that to be a little harsh if I want to escape and then I get caught and then they fuck me.
Yeah.
That's very harsh.
Would you not escape at the risk of like, well, I could escape, but if they catch me, I'm going to get fucked in the ass. Maybe I just stay here and hopefully this whole thing turns. Yeah, okay. They want me to kill myself with this Kool-Aid. I could run, but I don't want to get fucked in the ass again. I better just drink the Kool-Aid.
Classic Joe Mackey debacle. Should I stay or should I go?
You're going to hear all the comments afterwards, like the day after you get caught.
There's the one guy, though, who's just, like, escaping on purpose, like, making a lot of noise about it. Hey, guys! I'm off the property!
There was no Twitter back then or Facebook?
It was the 70s.
Oh, MySpace.
They barely had television.
It wasn't the internet.
No. They didn't have cable.
They couldn't tweet about the shit?
No. They had television reporters there, actually.
Jesus.
They flew the TV reporters down. NBC and ABC, they had reporters. And Jim Jones had them shot.
You can't have a good cult now with Twitter because everyone would make the escape about them. You know? They'd be like, hashtag escape.
Right.
Be annoying.
Right. And then people would just join the cult because they're like, wait, I can join this cult. Create a Twitter campaign. 6 months later, put the book out. That's a cool 15 G's minimum.
Yeah. If anything, it's easier to start a cult because of Twitter. You just get the outreach.
Yeah,
I mean,
you just go on Last Comic Standing and people kind of find you.
Well, that Coney thing was kind of a cult because nobody knew what they were protesting.
Oh, no.
They just knew Coney was bad, so I'm going to follow this. Everybody else is doing it.
It's weird, like, when things trend, how people get... Like, Twitter has really changed the news, you know?
Yeah.
And also, you find out, unfortunately, now you find out about every celebrity dying on Twitter. Like that, you know, you have that annoying one friend who's the one who texts you when someone dies, and you're like, this person's dead. Twitter beats that friend to the punch now.
That's everyone now.
Yeah.
And what's that? What's your friend with a death text doing now? He's driving himself crazy. You can't. That was where he got. He's like, I hope I get to tell people.
Yeah, he's not your friend anymore. His one use.
You
to
know
your
the
life.
comic Damian Lemon?
Yeah.
He's got a joke where he's like, that one friend loves to tell you the news. Like they're like, hey, Michael Jackson died. And I'm like, hey, you heard it here first.
They really do. And you can always tell on Twitter when they get off on it, too.
Yeah.
Like, you're not adding anything. There's no sorrow to it. It's just like you're running to write a headline.
Yeah.
But you're just a guy in your house.
Yeah.
You know? Like, what do you need that for?
Is it really that simple?
Yeah, you're just a dude.
Yeah. Everyone wants to break the news. Like, even I do. I do it on Twitter sometimes. I'm like, Joe Mackey is not a man. You know?
Right.
I like to break the news.
And you know that's going to come out. Everybody's going to find out eventually.
Ha ha ha, everybody. You're all really funny. The worst is when a celebrity dies and you've got the friend on Twitter who wants to be first to make the joke about it. And they make some terrible joke, like, it's a heroin overdose. I'm so funny. And then,
they do it on, like, even on Facebook yesterday. I saw someone post something shitty about Joan Rivers, and I'm like, dude,
she's not even dead yet.
She's not dead yet, and you're a fucking open micer. That's what That's what you want
Right.
to tell these people. You're like, take it down a notch. With a comic at that level, give it a second.
Well,
even with a comic not at that level, give it a few days.
Well, a comic not at that level kind of understands, I think, a little more. I think like a young comic or just somebody who is just trying to get out there, whatever out there means at all costs.
Yeah.
Is just trying to do something that's different.
you're not going to ever get famous being the first to make the tasteless joke. Sam Morril is proof of that.
But it's like Joan Rivers, like, give her, she's a fucking icon, dude.
I love her.
Yeah, she's also like, you know, she's important for comics. Like, the fact that she, like, that last thing she did with that Holocaust joke and she refused to apologize.
Right.
That's important for comedy.
Right.
That there's people like that still out there at that level.
The fact that she's at that age, at that level,
81,
and she's still on. She's on NBC. She's on every channel. Like, she's a mainstream person.
And she looks hotter now.
Well,
Oh, banger.
I'm sure you would, Whoo Kid, but you'd also drink cyanide-laced Kool-Aid. You don't make the wisest life choices.
I want to fuck her daughter.
Would you bang her before or after the cyanide-laced Kool-Aid?
After.
All right.
Just take a shot of cyanide.
But she's like she's one of the most fearless comics ever.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for somebody, and if you watch the documentary about Joan Rivers,
it's incredible.
And you know how worried she is about her career. Like every day she thinks about her career. She doesn't want to lose it, but she still won't apologize for something just for the sake of, well, I just don't want to make sure I don't ruffle any feathers.
There's that scene where the guy heckles her during the show. Joe, have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
Well, there's a scene where some guy heckles her, and he's
it's
like,
the Jim Jones documentary.
Wow.
He says, I have a deaf son, or something like that. And she's like, my dad's fucking deaf. Like, and they kind of get in an argument over it, but like the fact that she just was she was just unrelenting. Like there was no, she doesn't flinch. She knows she's following her view.
And people aren't used to that.
True to it.
People aren't used to somebody like that looking at you going, no, I'm not going to apologize today. Like it's not going to happen.
There's nothing wrong with saying I'm sorry if you're sorry, but it's the forced apology that I have a problem with. It's just like, it's like, say you're sorry, we can get past it. What, are we fucking children?
Right. It's the fake outrage that precedes the forced apology that I just get off the bus.
But do people forget that, the original concept, it was a joke? Like, it's a joke.
Exactly.
It's a joke, yeah.
Why are you apologizing for a joke?
Maybe
I'm here to make you laugh, motherfucker.
Right, you paid.
You know what I'm saying?
Just to laugh.
What you doing here?
Right, get mad, Whoo Kid.
We're gonna miss some shots. It's like pulling a basketball player aside and being like, you were 4 for 19. We're gonna need 15 apologies because you misfired.
Well, are you not at a comedy club? Like, where the fuck am I?
It's like, if you make a joke and you realize, you know what, I didn't realize how shitty that was to this person. I'm sorry, that was wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever. But if you make a joke and you're like, I know it's shitty. That's why I'm making it. Here's why it's okay. You should never apologize for it.
If the intent is to be funny, and I think she's proven the intent is to be funny, then fucking give her the benefit of the doubt.
Right. She's never been a hateful
person.
And
if you haven't earned that it's to be funny, you probably haven't gotten very far.
Right.
So.
Right. She's been around but it is funny to watch, like, people take that chance on Twitter. They're going to be, okay, I'm going to get that first Joan Rivers joke out, and people are going to like me because I'm edgy and everything. And then you just get turned on. Like, we were not ready for this. You just get angry tweet.
Some comics, they rattle off like 10 of them, and I'm like, were you prepping for Joan Rivers' death? How did you have so many ready?
It's like a newspaper that, like, writes obituaries for old... Like, those obituaries are already written.
I have 10 jokes for when Sam dies.
You know what showed what a beast Joan Rivers was? Remember the Joan Rivers roast? And, like, remember how, like, most times when comics... the person they're roasting comes on, you're like, all right, well, here's the weak part of the show.
Right.
With Joan, I was like, holy shit, she murdered, dude. Yeah. She went after everyone.
Yeah. Let me go to Robert in Alabama. Robert, welcome to Sam Roberts' Friday show with DJ Whoo Kid, Sam Morrell, and Joe Mackey.
Yeah, hey, Joe Mackey, I love you, by the way, man. You're great on Red Eye.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, that makes one of us who thinks he's great.
You're all right, too, Sam.
That's what I was fishing for. Thank you.
I agree that Joan Rivers was a pioneer and did stuff comedy-wise that nobody had the guts to do. But in the last, in our generation... Well, of course, I'm closer to her generation than y'all's. But anyway, in the latest generation, has she not contributed more horse shit than she has actual comedy stuff?
Well, yeah, I think so. But it's almost one of those things where they say Willie Mays. Oh, we're going to remember him falling down the outfield. No, you're not. You remember the 660 home runs.
Yeah.
So, Joan Rivers isn't going to be any less of a legend just because she's talking about people's lipstick on E.
And also, the fact that she's still performing as a comedian.
At 81.
At 81, she's still writing. So she's still managing to stay relevant and keep up with what people are talking about. And she's taking shots at people and getting people upset. When you can do that as a comic at 81 after 50 years in the business.
And still looking hot.
And, I mean, Whoo Kid is still very attracted to her.
She's not hot, Whoo Kid.
She got a nice mouth.
When I see her on TV now.
You invented that mouth in a factory somewhere.
Yeah, ever since I saw Spaceballs, I've been hard ever since.
You like that one?
Yeah, she was that robot like...
It's just when I see her on TV, I almost discount. I don't hang around long enough to hear what she's going to say because my assumption is that some of that, when are you wearing crap, you know? And I don't stick around to hear the good
right,
stuff.
But you also don't know where someone's going to end up. Like, she's given us 50 years of being a strong comic, and someone like Bill Hicks died at 32. Who's to say that he didn't go like the Dennis Miller route or became like
Could have been Seacrest. I mean, who knows?
You never know where someone goes. So, you know, just to call. To discount her for a part of her career, I think is not fair.
I think it's going to be one of those things where whenever you look back, because apparently Joan Rivers, for those that don't know what we're talking about, was in the hospital. She's getting a surgery done on her throat, not a cosmetic surgery.
Joe's getting a similar surgery done for all the dicks he sucked lately.
Oh, is that right? A lot of semen?
No, I mean, but like,
Jesus.
And
well, you know, also a lot of comics do other things outside of stand-up comedy, just because of their the talking head shows or Joe Rogan hosting Fear Factor. It doesn't have anything to do with their stand-up.
But so she was going in for this surgery. Apparently, she had a heart attack while she was having the surgery. I guess she was under, and she had a heart attack. Now, she's in the hospital. They say that she's not as in critical condition as she was yesterday, but she's in like a medically induced coma. Is that right?
Which doesn't sound good. I don't know.
She's not waking up, dude.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so. You don't.
I like that this is our doctor correspondent.
Well,
Some fucking dude who
Alabama
calls
says
in.
it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, unplug her now. I said it, but I really would have thought
harsh.
there were.
I said it.
He's the guy on Twitter. He's the first guy.
Edgy. Thanks.
I really thought there would have been some version of some can we talk kind of crap that used to be heard. I thought there would have been 1,000 of those jokes on Twitter. So I think people are holding back, a little bit, maybe.
Well, yeah, because they don't want to make fun of a woman who's like maybe dying. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I think it's okay to hold back, and it's one of those things that when you look at her, when we come to a point where we're looking at her entire life, they're going to be airing montages and stuff of her that we go, holy shit! Like I forgot what a major.
She's the first woman to host the Tonight Show when Johnny Carson believed that women weren't funny. Like, do you realize how fucking hard it was to host the Tonight Show as a dude back then? I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
She's also a person that I've read feminist blogs trash, where it's like, you don't understand what it is to be what she's gone through as a woman. You know what I mean? So
the feminist blogs are trashing her or trashing...
for having tasteless jokes. I've read articles...
Sam understands what she's gone through as a woman.
Oh, Mackey's back, dude.
Sam Morril and Joe Mackey. Joe Mackey especially. I don't see the look when you guys are about to take a shot at each other. I don't see the look as much in Sam Morril's eyes, but when Joe Mackey is about to take a shot at Sam Morril,
he winds up.
Every time it's Kid on Christmas morning, he's like, I got him. Like he's looking, whoever in the room is talking, he's like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I got one.
Speaking about heart attacks, every time he's winding up, I think he might have one too.
This is what I live for.
Let's go to Chuck in Australia. You come from Australia, Chuck?
No, Chicago.
Still, Chicago is far away. Chicago is, you guys have accents and everything.
I think that's the wrong hemisphere even.
No, I mean, I understand Chicago.
You made the mistake. Let it go, dude. Jesus.
Literally the same continent. We got it.
So anyway, one of you guys even said Rogan doing Fear Factor. I was going to say that, or it was like Drew Carey doing The Price is Right. I'm sure he's doing that for a nice, big, fat paycheck instead of working the road.
Is Drew Carey an icon in comedy?
I think he's respected. I think people respect Drew Carey. I don't, Joe, what do you think?
One of the best Tonight Show performances ever.
Yeah, that was, I mean, it was a big deal. He got called over to the Tonight Show couch his first time doing it.
Wow.
That was a huge deal.
It's as close to perfect as
I've heard him dropping in on shows, and people are like expecting not to like him, and they're like, he's great. So Ryan Hamilton opens for him a lot and says he's great. So,
I like his glasses.
Well, good. I'm glad you added that in, Whoo Kid. Very insightful. Go ahead, Chuck.
Johnny Carson is up in heaven waiting for her, so you can say, "Welcome to heaven, you fucking cunt."
Why would you laugh at that?
First off, I don't know how that guy got into heaven if he's throwing the C word around.
I like that word.
You like that? It's funny to you? Just hearing the word is just fun for you.
What do you picture heaven to be like?
Big fat pussy.
It's mostly people insulting people that just died.
Yeah. Let the cunt in. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Oh, St. Peter.
Think about it. You come out of a pussy, and now you're going back in the pussy.
That's it. I guess maybe the pearly gates are actually giant vaginal lips.
Hell yeah.
You think so?
I'm ready to die.
I was only upset about the Joan Rivers thing because it took away from the fact that at the exact same time, Jake the Snake Roberts went into the hospital.
Oh man, another legend. I mean, in his own right, he really was.
Yeah. I think Jake the Snake Roberts is in wrestler years like twice as old as Joan Rivers.
He had drug problems, I heard, right?
Oh God.
Yeah.
You got to watch. There's another. We're talking about documentaries. The Joan Rivers documentary, of course, the Jim Jones documentary. I think it's still on Netflix. There's a documentary called Beyond the Mat, and it's just like Jake Roberts at his absolute worst. He goes to like one of those independent wrestling shows that they have in like high school gyms, and apparently in the movie they say he calls up the promoter. And he says, let them know I'm not showing up unless you pay me in advance and you give me crack. And it was like, oh. Wow.
If you lost, does it pay you in advance? What do you think?
It's crazy.
Man, crack.
Yeah. And if anything is going to give you faith to pay somebody in advance, it's them asking for crack as well. We can trust him.
Wow. I thought he was doing like, someone told me, I know a guy who used to be a wrestler, and he was telling me that Jake the Snake does Diamond Dallas Page yoga.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Is that right?
That's 100% right.
So I thought that would like save him. I thought DDP is like a one-man drug rehabilitation program.
Well, he is. He's trying to save people.
He seems like a great guy.
But apparently...
I just don't know what that is. I hadn't heard of that before.
Diamond Dallas Page yoga?
You know the wrestler, Diamond Dallas Page?
No.
He used to be a wrestler in like WCW, right?
Right, and now he's a yogi.
Yeah, and now he does like a rehabilitation yoga for people.
But Joe, I have to tell you, there is a tagline. Go ahead.
I was going to say, that's hilarious if they tried to merge yoga with pro wrestling. They're just like hitting each other over the head and like diamond downward dog. And it was a good idea in my head, and then I said it, and then it just kind of went nowhere.
You got very excited.
Yeah, I got excited.
And that's understandable. But
I'll stick to insulting Sam.
But yeah, it's like yeah, he does yoga. There is a tagline, it ain't your mama's yoga. So just so you know, it's the real deal. But yeah, apparently he went into the hospital. He lost consciousness at some point.
Oh, no.
And then they found out he had double pneumonia, which is I didn't know was a thing.
Wow.
Sometimes they like say stuff and you're like, that's like, they're like, you have triple AIDS. You're like, what? Triple AIDS?
Yeah, fuck.
Singular AIDS was shitty.
Yeah.
But yeah, these wrestlers, man, if they make it to 50, it's shocking sometimes. I
mean, look, first of all, he may have AIDS if he's dying of pneumonia, because people don't die of pneumonia.
Yeah.
But,
I mean,
he was fucking like crazy.
Who, Jake the Snake?
Yeah.
I mean, at some point.
I'm sure all those wrestlers were. But, like, yeah, wrestlers, just so many of them that you didn't even realize died. Like, Mr. Perfect is dead. I didn't even know that. I heard that the other day.
Dude, British Bulldog is dead.
Bulldog.
Big Boss Man is dead.
Big Boss Man? See, I didn't even know
One of the Legion of Doom is dead.
Damn.
Everybody from your childhood is dead. It's terrible.
It's crazy. What's the Eddie Guerrero's dead?
Yeah.
All these, greats. It's crazy.
Lou in Tucson.
Hey guys, I know you're fresh in the DDP yoga, and it is pretty funny, but I had to have back surgery, and somebody told me to try it out. I tried it out, and then I didn't have to have back surgery.
Look, I've heard so many, and we were just goofing on DDP yoga just conceptually. And the tagline, "It ain't your mama's yoga," is a fairly cheesy tagline. But, I mean, everybody who's ever used it is like DDP could be Jim Jones, the amount of people who have had success with this program he's put together. I've tried it. It's very difficult. I did it for like 2 days.
I did P90X yoga. I did like half of it, and I was like, fuck this shit.
Fuck.
I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm going to be skinny fat. I'm okay with it.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, whatever. You do yoga, Whoo Kid?
I did Russell Simmons. It was weird. It was like hot rocks in the middle of the room. We're melting.
Russell Simmons doesn't do like strength yoga, like wrestler or P90X yoga. He does like
some spiritual shit, like the world is like pausing.
Right, and you're not really into that.
I was like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Lou. Sorry, I hung up on you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Lou, where are you, and what crime did you just commit?
How you doing?
Good.
Fucking great. Love to talk to you, Sam Roberts. You're the man.
Thanks, buddy.
The only person better than you is Joe Mackey.
I don't like these fans you have, Sam. I'll be honest with you.
They're starting to turn on me. I don't like them either.
I like his color.
that Jake the Snake Roberts double pneumonia thing, it's when he got it in both lungs.
That's what I figured. I figured that, but I'd never known that if you have pneumonia...
Is this guy a paramedic? Is that why there's a siren in the back?
That's what it was.
Let me tell you what that was, dude. It's just leaving the body on a stretcher.
I didn't know that, like, pneumonia isolated itself to one lung or the other. Seems very strange to me.
You've had it before?
No, I don't think so.
I had it once.
Did you?
Yeah, I was like in 3rd grade.
Did you think you were going to die?
It sucked. I had that and salmonella in the same month.
How'd you get salmonella?
Eggs on Midway, the airline.
Oh, my God.
Okay, that'll do it.
Or chicken. It was eggs or chicken on Midway. And
Either way.
I had to camp out in the bathroom. It sucked.
Who was it? We were
a lot
talking...
of pooping.
The choices people make, I guess I would eat, like, grilled chicken on an airplane.
Well, this is when airlines used to give free food, you know?
Right.
You used to get a free meal. Now you get, like, now they give you, like, Terra chips and they want a blowjob for it. You know? It's
Right.
ridiculous.
We gave you the Terra chips, $19 for
Start
headphones.
sucking, dude. I'm like, what? Animal crackers and Terra chips? I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do it.
Oh, God. Well, listen, do you have to
I got to get out of here. Yeah,
all right, well, thanks for...
But Sam and Joe show tonight.
Yes,
you know?
so you're doing... Are you doing Stress Factory or no?
No, that was last night.
Because Roland was like, no, he's there all weekend. I was like, I don't think so. No, he's there all weekend.
He wouldn't get the weekend there.
That's fucked up, Joe. Well,
that one stung because it was true.
No, he won't get the weekend there. I'll be performing with Sam tonight.
But come see us both.
Yes, I think, Joe, you're sticking around, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so, but if you want to see Sam and Joe together, it's tonight at 10 p.m. at Caroline's on Broadway, of course, here in New York.
All right.
And you guys do a podcast together?
He's on it all the time. I'm actually going to run and do one right now. But Joe's on it every few episodes. Joe will pop in.
Okay. Oh. All right. So how can they find your podcast?
Moonlighting Podcast. It's with Sam Morril. It's on iTunes, SoundCloud, whatever. You can just go to sammorril.com. There's a little subscribe button.
All right. So everybody go.
MORRIL.
Everybody go find that. Whoo Kid, I want to talk to you. Have you heard this Michael Brown song? You know the Michael Brown. See you later, Sam. See you later. The Michael Brown, the kid who got shot, and then the riot started in Ferguson. Have you heard the song that all the rappers came together for, like, a We Are the World?
Oh, like Don't Get Shot?
Yeah, it's like a Don't Get Shot song. Have you heard it?
I didn't hear it, but there's like 30 artists on there, right?
Yeah. I got to ask you about this song. And
you going to play it for me live on air?
I will. Yeah, I can't believe you haven't heard it.
I ain't hear it yet.
All right, so I'll play it for you and add, because some of the lines in this song boggles my mind.
Get out of here.
Like P. Diddy's in it, Rick Ross. I'll play it for you. We got a whole bunch more to do, and Joe Mackey's sticking around. More Sam Roberts Friday Show after this.
Sam Roberts Friday Show. We'll be right back. Sam Roberts Friday Show is back.
Definition of half man, half drugs. Ask the clubs, bad boy, that's what's up. After bucks, crush crews after us. No games, we ain't laughing much. Nothing but big things. Check the hit list, how we twist shit. What changed with the name?
Ain't going nowhere.
Still here, you're rocking with the best.
Welcome back to Sam Roberts Friday Show.
Who's the boss? Dudes is lost.
There you go, I got you.
Should come hang with me and Puff Daddy this Sunday for Labor Day.
Do you think Puff Daddy P. Diddy is actually a good rapper?
He's the best. He's the best, yo.
You like him, he's the best.
Are you actually hanging out with Puff Daddy?
I'm DJing.
We just said that the naivete that transcended through your voice.
With Sean Combs?
Puff Daddy?
Diddy, Puff Daddy, the man, I don't know, Combs.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Rehab.
You like this song?
Vegas. This is one of the best songs ever. Nowhere, nowhere. See, I know the words and everything.
This song gives me that same feeling, like when I was watching like the Jim Jones documentary right before bed. It felt like it had damaged my soul. And then like right after that, I turned on a documentary about people who collect serial killer memorabilia. Did you watch that one?
No.
Like this guy who, and I won't spend a whole bunch of time talking about it, but this guy who went, he visited like John Wayne Gacy in jail to get paintings from him so he could then sell them. And it just, the whole thing felt like gross. And I get that kind of gross feeling when P. Diddy hits the airwaves a little bit too.
I mean, that video he did it in it was in Long Island, right? He did it like with the mansions and all. He showed black
like in the
people
Hamptons.
He showed black people could live in the Hamptons.
Is that what he did? Is he really?
I mean, black people still don't live there, but
right,
he lived there.
So I watched that movie, The Butler, last night. Are you telling me that like The Butler and the social things that were going on then? It's like what P. Diddy did for the Hamptons.
Oh yeah.
All right.
You live in the Hamptons, right, Joe?
No.
There are farms in the Hamptons?
No, I don't even, not even quite sure where the Hamptons are. That seems like for people with money that I don't have.
Yeah, that would be it. Doug on Long Island.
Hey, Sam, how are you?
Good, buddy.
Black people, the Hamptons. I mean, there's nothing more. That's like saying white people in the ghetto. Just don't go to the ghetto,
Yeah.
Anyway, Sam, actually, one of the reasons I was calling is because I was saying, enough of just the Friday shows for you. I think you have come to a place in your career where you could actually take the seat next to Opie and fill in that spot for Anthony since he's left.
I mean, I appreciate you saying that,
Say
but
word.
I don't want to. I don't really want that spot. I mean, I think Opie's and Jim have been doing a great job, and I'd rather.
I'm not downplaying. I love Opie. I love Jim, but I think you're at the point in your career now, after listening to you for such a long period of time, where I think you could actually take that spot and do a really good job and make both Anthony and Opie proud.
You know what the problem is, and I appreciate you saying that, but Whoo Kid is depending on me. I need to make it on my own to bring him up with me.
Because you're so pussy.
He's like, Whoo Kid is like my Angelina Jolie child that I've adopted.
Hell yeah.
And he needs me to be successful because Whoo Kid is not affiliated with 50 Cent anymore. A lot of people don't know that. He is now, Whoo Kid came to me and said, Sam Roberts, do you think this radio show is going to really make it? And I said, I absolutely do. We ain't going nowhere. And he said, oh, good. Then I need to strap myself to this. Only thing is, I will not do a live show with Nicole Ryan. And since then, they haven't been on together, have they?
Well, I can tell you this, him riding your coattails, what a surprise. A black guy riding another white guy's coattails.
How dare you? How dare you, Doug? I will hang up on you.
That's how we do it.
All right, so you're not offended.
Not offended. I work for Eminem.
I disavow that comment.
He said, I'm not offended. I work for Eminem.
But that's got to be weird, though, when because people say stuff like that in the comedy business when you get a spot or something, and sometimes people want you to do something that one of your friends got fired from, or it's like it's like puts you in a weird spot because like you want to take the compliment, but you also don't want to be like, I want to move it. It just feels like you don't want to benefit from someone else's
at all.
Yeah, it's an odd situation.
Yeah, when Anthony got fired, I was like, that sucks.
Yeah,
there is no sort of, but technically this could be good news. Like that's the shittiest way you could be.
And I honestly didn't hear that from you. Like,
no,
you never brought it up once.
You were like, "Yo, what's going on over there?" I was like, honestly, Whoo Kid, shit is fucked. I don't know what's going on over here.
I was a little annoyed too.
You were annoyed?
Yeah,
at the way they did him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was annoying. It was an annoying thing. But you know what else is annoying? And we started with Diddy because
he's not annoying, man. He's hot.
Well, The Game. Where you at with the rapper The Game?
He's cool.
He is cool.
Yeah.
He brought together like every rapper. Because, the Ferguson story is still a very big news story. All the looting and the rioting and the angry people and the cops that are shooting people. And it's just a really bad place all around right now.
Fucked up.
It's fucked up is the thing. And it's like, one news channel is telling you, well, you can't trust the looters. And then the next news channel is telling you, well, you can't trust the cops. And I'm going, I think I'm just going to stay home and just keep to myself. I'm not moving anywhere.
Get an Xbox.
I'm going to get an Xbox. Maybe get a PS4. Maybe they just put out Madden 15, I guess, for PS4.
That's the best way to avoid racism.
Madden?
Stay home and play video games.
You know what? You can't do it multiplayer.
Oh,
because when you turn on multiplayer, you are not avoiding racism whatsoever. 13-year-olds who play PlayStation are some of the racist motherfuckers that you'll ever find.
Honestly, like I watch my sons go online and they play like the group shit with other people. And I hear like random people on Call of Duty like, "Fucking niggers, we're gonna kill you niggers." But my son is laughing, like he's like, "This is funny to him." But I'm like, but it's like, how would you catch this guy? This guy, he could be somewhere like in Iowa or something.
Right? It's like the internet tough guys or whatever. I mean, it is exactly the internet tough guys.
That's where all the racist people are.
They're
Iowa.
Is that all of them are concentrated to one state? Iowa?
Who the fuck lives there?
I guess. I mean, do you know? I mean,
I don't live in Iowa.
Joe Mackey, you've done a lot of traveling. You're a TV star from Last Comic Standing.
I like to
You've
think I
seen
have the
world.
pulse of race relations in America.
Yeah.
And
How's Iowa?
Iowa, there's some fine people in Iowa.
Yeah, mainly white.
A lot of white people?
Yeah.
That's a coincidence.
Yo, I do it.
Yeah, so all this is going on in Ferguson, and the game, the rapper, organizes.
It's funny how you know all this stuff.
The game. I didn't say I'm like Joe Mackey. We keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on.
Oh.
But the game organized all the rappers to come together. And, I mean, I'm the one who's saying it's like a We Are the World for rap. I don't know if a lot of people are saying that, but that's what it feels like. I don't know if there's any music video.
Like an urban version.
A very urban version.
Hard. Kind of hard, though.
Hard. Like they would say on the West Coast.
I didn't like We Are the World.
It's pussy?
It was like the pussiest song I ever heard.
Even the Wyclef version?
When I was a kid, I hated
it. So you think the trying to help starving African kids song should have been a little meaner and aggressive?
I don't even think they were happy for that song.
Yeah. You know what else is pussy? All that trying to end apartheid. Pussy.
The biggest song in Africa was Beat It. Okay.
That's the biggest song in America, too.
Yeah, but not We Are the Fucking World.
Why are you mad at We Are the World? It did a lot of good for a lot of people.
Hate that song.
We're going the same way as the Jim Jones discussion that went to Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
It's like,
fuck it. I hate that song. I love Kool-Aid.
It's like promoting poverty. Like, just fucking take care of this shit. Why don't you make a record?
That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to sell music and give the money to help poverty.
Well, I see the point. It's like those guys have mansions, and they're singing about
they're
helping poverty.
They're all in the Hamptons right
Hey, you know it would be great if everyone gave money. I got to get in my limo.
Yeah. Have you seen my new jacket, by the way? Don't I look great?
Yo, that record came out. That record sold like 20 million, like, down, whatever.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's, he's wearing like a gold-crusted marching band.
They're still starving African kids. They're still I saw a kid eat a mud pie the other day. What did that We Are the World record do?
Even after We Are the World.
Shit.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. I can only hope that the gangster rappers coming together will help end violence. I guess that's what gangster rap is.
Is it on iTunes? And who's getting the kickback?
Game put the song on iTunes.
And he's getting the kickback.
Well, he says it's to help the Ferguson people. I don't know exactly what the charity is.
Is he getting a Maybach?
He probably is getting some kind of Maybach. But to have, like, Rick Ross and the Game and all these people come together and be like, you know what, it's time to stand up against this violence.
Katy Perry's on there?
I don't think so.
I've never heard of any of these people, but I think it's a good idea.
This is what's so funny, because you're killing him right now. He's trying so hard to understand you right now.
Well, then listen, I'll play the song
Why
for
is
you.
his name The Game?
You're speaking Spanish to this guy.
I don't know, and that's the other thing. That's his name. There is no other name. It's not like that's in quotation marks.
Does he know who Rick Ross is?
Do you know Rick Ross?
I don't believe I'm familiar with Rick.
All right.
Rick Ross.
You really do know Iowa well, though, don't you?
The Buckeye State.
So, Rick Ross is a rapper. The Game is a rapper. P. Diddy is a rapper we just heard coming out of break.
Sean Combs, I'm familiar with him.
Okay, good. Do you know what the Game's real name is?
Todd something. Oh, no, that's LL Cool J. Ah, shit.
Todd is so perfect.
Yeah.
Larry. Larry.
Calvin.
Why do you go by The Game? Because my name's Todd. Oh.
Google this nigga.
Yeah, I got it. Well, do you want to hear the song Whoo Kid? You've never heard it.
I've never heard it.
And Joe Mackey, you have never heard rap music before, so this is going to be a whole new experience for you.
I'm excited.
Is Katy Perry on there?
No, this is all rappers.
Get the fuck out of here.
All right, let's listen to some of this.
Our Lord.
There is a problem with it, and I guess it's got a good message.
That shit is hard.
But, like, it is a weird thing. Like, when I'm walking down the hall, getting ready to do the show. When I'm in the shower this morning, I want everybody to visualize that. I'm in the shower. The steam is rising.
He's butt-ass naked.
I'm butt-ass naked.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going, like we all got shot, like we all got shot. I'm not thinking about the message at all.
Because you look, you remember the hook so well.
Immediately. It's murder.
I think it's hot. And it's, you know.
Yes.
But I mean, like, literally, these are the rappers.
These are some of the rappers. I mean, because it's like, it's not all rappers, not all violent. It seems to me like it's mostly about how much money you have and you're the coolest guy at a lame party. I don't.
Yeah, a lot of it is.
It seems to me, and maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like gangster rap is kind of gone. It's not what it used to be.
I mean, they just shot Suge Knight, so.
That's true. And that's the other thing. Like, we're now we're living in a time.
Oh, yeah.
Suge Knight was like the scariest dude ever when I was growing up. Like, 92 to like maybe 96? Suge Knight was the scariest dude in the world. Now, he's going to a party with the kid who sang the Run It song. And he's getting shot at Chris Brown's party.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Chris? I thought Chris Brown was a pussy. No,
he's not pussy. He's down with the gangs, too.
What the? When the fuck did that? Did he realize that,
he's
like...
blood, or whatever you call it. I'm not really good at this stuff, Joe. I'm just as white as you.
Well, I don't know what that means, but I think you're right. He's that's what I think about. What was it? Chris Brown.
Was it like, he beat up Rihanna? He beat up a woman. So now it's like there's no more Babyface. Now he's a bad guy, so now he has to be gang affiliated.
Blood gang member.
Jesus Christ, well then never mind anything bad I said about him.
Don't say it.
I'd like to formally apologize to all the wonderful gangs.
I thought that many played for the NFL.
He said wonderful gangs.
Let's go to Chris in Boston.
Hey, Sam.
What's up, buddy?
Not much, buddy. I like the beginning of the lyrics of the song. Okay? To all the soldiers out there, to all our soldiers. What the fuck are you talking about? What soldiers?
I believe, and Whoo Kid, correct me if I'm wrong, that they're referring to the street soldiers.
It's like the street guys that's out there, like that's getting harassed by.
Chris, don't get confused. They're not talking about the armed forces.
Yeah, definitely not the Navy or the Air Force.
Yeah. No, I understand the context of the phrase there, but the whole thing is. You're a soldier or a street soldier? Really? Really? That's like a real thing? Come on now. This is 2014. Can't people get a little smarter, get a little more educated, get out of that game. Like Chris Brown, that's just bullshit. He's a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, why are you going to a millionaire's party and there's gunfire? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, when you make $1 million, you need to get millionaire friends. Because why are you still hanging out? Can
you imagine going to a Miley Cyrus joint, you getting stabbed or shot at?
Yeah, no. Because you're not in the position of I've got nothing to lose anymore. Because you're like, no, I got a ton of shit now. I have a lot to lose.
Yeah, well, you're like Bill Gates ain't having people over in his driveway.
No.
He lost all those phone numbers.
Yeah, that was it.
He don't smoke weed anymore, Bill Gates?
If he does, it's like in the farthest room in his house from the front door, locked away. It's like a Jodie Foster panic room or something.
I would love to go to a fucking party with Joe. Like, we go to, like, a Katy Perry joint.
That sounds delightful. Let's do that.
And Joe gets stabbed. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, you just said you would love to go to a party where Joe got stabbed.
Wait, why would I get stabbed?
It does sound delightful.
I never see violence in, like, all-white pop parties. I would like to see that just once.
It doesn't happen.
Oh, it don't happen at all?
Not really.
Justin Timberlake don't go off on people?
Justin Bieber seems to have a problem with violence. I don't know.
Yeah. He hangs with black people only, so...
It's a weird thing, and it's not even like there are plenty of black people that do not do that. I just don't understand why that specific party. Like, why are you a millionaire? Number one, having Suge Knight at your party. Number two, and people who shoot guns.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're a DN. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I don't know what you're saying.
You don't know what a DN is?
I have no clue.
A dumb nigga.
I didn't want to have.
I'm not familiar with that term.
I want nothing to. I still don't know what it means. I'm with Joe.
Why are you guys leaving the room?
Joe and I are outraged.
He's throwing up blood.
Yeah. By the way, I'd like to thank Sam Morrell for sticking around and giving us that comment.
That was Sam Morrell, everyone.
And he just ran too.
Let's go to Andre in Vermont.
Hello?
What's up, Andre?
Hey, how you doing, man? Hey, I got this whole rap game crap. These dudes are so phony, man. I'm a black man. Originally, I'm from the Bronx. And I got to say this, man. It's sort of fucked up. All of a sudden now, this white cop shoots a black guy. And all of a sudden, these dudes want to start rapping and singing about peace and unity. When just a couple of days before, probably, there's another gang-on-gang violence, black-on-black violence all the time. So to me, it's just sort of crappy. I mean, I don't know, man.
I mean, they should have had a song when, like, there was like 30 people shot in Chicago. Or,
right.
You know, in Chicago, people are dying every day.
Every day. But they call it Chirac.
Yeah, but they wait for this one cop to kill this black kid. I mean, they're putting it out there as a message because that's the only way we could relate to understand what. Because they don't watch the news. Nobody's watching the news anymore.
And that
musically, this will connect with the kids. If that's it. And that's the message.
And it's catchy. It's murder.
You know the hook.
Don't go shooting on me.
So you're not going to forget that. But at the end of the day, it's a message. But let's just hope that they're putting it out there as a message, not to sell. Like,
well, yeah, but I agree, though. It's like they got the message this time, but there's a lot of other messages that aren't having songs about.
So you don't know this shit.
I'm not even sure. Here's what blew my mind about the song. And this is what I really wanted to talk to you about. Because there's something that goes on in hip-hop music.
I like that you analyze these verses.
Always. I listen. Okay.
You're like a hip-hop scientist.
I'm an analytical dude.
Yeah.
There's something that goes on
What was that?
in rap music where these guys, rappers can get away with things that no other performer anywhere could get away with. Self-promotion specifically.
Like rock dudes can do this.
Like,
yo, man, he got shot, man, and we need help. God.
Well, no, they could put out an awareness song.
Yeah,
but they couldn't sneak in verses that still included something about how great they are.
Van Halen couldn't do that.
Like Van Halen couldn't be like, let's all get together for Michael Brown. Also, we're the greatest rock band there's ever been. Like. It would never happen.
Bob Dylan's protest song where he also talks about how hot his tour bus is.
Yeah. Bob Dylan's like, stand up for the children, and I'm riding on 40s. So,
I mean, the closest homie that did that was Sting. He's the only one that sings about like shit going on and.
Yeah, but he doesn't. He's not like
he don't shout out his album drop date.
You know as little about rock music as I do about rap.
Yeah,
that is not the case at all.
like Rage Against the Machine.
Okay.
Rage Against the Machine made a career. Every song they did was a song with a message.
Oh, for real?
But no song ever was like, also, we're better than every other band.
Oh, they never shouted it like their drop date for their album or anything like that?
No.
For real? Their label? You're my label. Right?
No. I mean, the closest thing that ever happened was Pearl Jam, because Eddie Vedder goes out and goes, oh, I'm never going to any stadiums with that are branded by companies again.
Oh.
And then the next tour, they're like, we'll be at the Target Arena. It's like,
well, we lost the whole Ticketmaster thing, so we're back on Ticketmaster.
No, we just meant for one tour.
You don't think that in hip hop they do it by mistake? Maybe.
Listen, I pulled some examples from this song. Because it was like, I was sitting there, I listened to it.
Sunday, right?
I listened to it on the radio. The first time I was listening to Hot 97 here in New York.
Oh, yeah.
And they played this song. And it's like, what? What did I just hear? Listen to those that didn't hear it. Listen to this P. Diddy verse from the song we just heard. This song whose apparent sole intention is to get everybody big in hip-hop together and raise awareness for Ferguson and Michael Brown. Do you know, Joe Mackey, what Ciroc is?
No, what is it?
It's P. Diddy's his owned. He owns. It's a brand of vodka that he owns.
That is genuine class right there.
He needed something to rhyme with that, you know? And it just happened to be Ciroc.
Ciroc doesn't even rhyme with shot.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It's rock shot.
For it to rhyme, it would have to end with a T. He just shoehorned in a plug for his vodka. Listen, Joe Mackey, now that you know in context of what that means, what Ciroc is, listen again.
Yo, come on.
Yo.
Well, I mean, that cleared it up for me.
Yeah.
I was like, are the police taking shots of Ciroc? Puff Daddy's branded liqueur?
I never thought about that, Joe.
Right, well, that's why he said it. I'm not talking. He's like, you listen to the first part of that lyric, and you go, yeah, these police are drinking too much.
That's
You mean with their guns.
Police drinking Puff Daddy's liquor is a huge problem, and it's time someone addressed it, and I'm glad he did.
But it's kind of cool, though. He said taking shots, but I'm not talking about Ciroc. It's kind of hot.
It's not cool at all.
Why would people think he was talking about Ciroc in that song?
There's zero people. Do you think anybody, if that verse had just stopped right there, like, okay, let me give you an example. Okay, look.
I hate that.
I'm going to stop this verse. Okay, where it should stop.
Yo, come on. We gotta stick together. We all we got. When police taking shots.
Are you going, yeah? Why do they keep drinking P. Diddy's branded vodka?
Wait, the police are taking shots like Sean John clothing.
Yeah.
That's basically what he did there.
No. You didn't let him finish.
And I ain't talking about Ciroc.
Oh!
Should have known.
Oh!
I ain't gonna front. That Ciroc tastes good as fuck.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it does.
Never had it before.
What is it? Is it a whiskey? Is it the
vodka?
Vodka.
Oh, it's a vodka.
It's his very own vodka.
Oh.
You gotta put it together with a little cranberry juice and then pour it on a chick tits.
I mean, you could do that, but they're talking about a kid who got shot by a police officer and is dead
I'm
now.
sorry. I got too far-fetched.
Yeah.
Shit.
John in Staten Island, you're on Sam Roberts' Friday show with DJ Whoo Kid and Joe Mackey.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Good. You guys are forgetting one of the biggest rockers out there, Bruce Springsteen, sang that song,
shit.
41
My bad.
Shots, about the Pell shooting.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, Peter Gabriel, Neil
about
Young.
that
There's a ton of rockers who are socially conscious in a lot of their songs.
I mean, yeah, there are lots of musicians that are socially conscious. We both...
Vanilla Ice, you know what I mean?
I don't think Vanilla Ice was one of them, but Joe Mackey and I both found Whoo Kid's statement where just Sting is...
it was somewhat erroneous.
Well, it was horribly ignorant. He's an ignorant fool is what Whoo Kid is.
Well, in my world of black and poverty, Sting was like our open, it was like the rock dude.
But imagine if Bruce Springsteen...
I mean, Bruce was cool, too.
Was like, he was singing 41 Shots, and in the middle was like, also, I'm selling my own brand of white T-shirts.
I'll go cop that shit.
You would, wouldn't you? But nobody, it's like and this is what I kind of love.
But I know Diddy personally, and I think he did that as a subliminal to connect with the youth. It wasn't really done.
It was pure promotion.
No, it wasn't.
What connection? First of all, the youth can't drink vodka. They're the youth. You have to be 21.
Well, the Utes.
Oh, the Utes. That's different.
My little Indian homies out there. Get out of that.
Let's go to. What? I don't know what he's talking about, Joe.
I don't understand.
My Indian homies out there, but what Whoo Kid does is he says something.
Utes.
But then he goes, "Let me get out of that." Okay, we'll move on to the next thing. Oh, those types of Indians.
Yeah, motherfucker. You thought the red dot dudes?
JR in Boston.
Oh, hey, Sam, what's up? Great show. Actually, you kind of hit on exactly what I was calling about, just that he snuck in, P. Diddy snuck in a promotion to Ciroc in the song. And Whoo Kid, it's not subliminal if you say it out loud.
I mean,
literally nothing subliminal about that.
No, he brings up a good point. He's like, wait, Shock and Ciroc don't rhyme, but kind of sound alike. Let me go ahead and throw in a commercial.
He told me that when we were jogging, like it's subliminal.
You jog with P. Diddy
all the time.
And he's like, yo, Whoo Kid, I got a great lyric for my next song. It's about Mike Brown.
It actually sounded the way he said it.
He does?
Yeah.
I knew it.
You're really good.
Thank you, dude. Let me go to Rich in Long Island.
Hey, what's going on, Sam? Big fan, long-time listener.
Thanks,
I think one thing that, people are missing here is the amount of irony in the fact that these guys made this song where the fact that they've been promoting the thug life and making millions off of it, okay, is partially the reason that got these kids killed, okay?
I want to know. I mean, I don't know. You never. What got Mike Brown killed was a police officer shot him in the head. But
also, I think it's not irony; it's hypocritical. If it were irony, like they would be killed doing the song by each other,
right?
Or like
something like that. Yeah, it's more hypocritical than ironic. It's like that Alanis Morissette song where nothing in that song is all that ironic.
Like 10,000 knives when all you need is a spoon.
Right.
Like,
I mean, that's
you just need a spoon.
Right. It's just shitty.
But
it sucks.
But at the end of the day, this song is only made just to connect with the other kids out there, like the black kids, and the ones that end violence, and not for you to analyze and to say it's really stupid.
Well, regardless of who it's made for, it still seems like kind of an odd.
Like, why is it that nobody who enjoys hip hop is like, wait a minute, you really are just being a self-promoting ass right now?
But I don't think a young kid is saying that. I think a young kid is like, all right, they're talking about this kid that got shot.
Can I play for you the Rick Ross part?
I'm so happy that they're talking about this kid that got shot. I want an awareness.
And also, let me try some of that Ciroc next time I get a chance.
And some people are still on their MySpace. This is
Can I play for you
big epidemic.
Can I play for you the Rick Ross part?
Go ahead.
Black dress code, now we
You know I really hate you, right, Sam?
Why? Because I'm exposing you to what hip hop is.
I really fucking hate this guy.
Look, I love hip hop. Everybody knows that. I love all these guys.
I didn't quite catch it. Did he say I'm a boss?
I'm a boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's his catchphrase. So he was like, "Wait, Mazel Tov," as in Mazel Tov cocktail.
So it's like,
which is not. It's not even Mazel Tov.
It's like a.
It's Did he just say Mazel Tov?
I think so.
This was a real tragedy. Also, I am great.
Yeah, listen. We all got shot. It's a good hook.
Yo, it's all about the message, kid.
The message is that Rick Ross is like, look, a terrible thing happened out there in Ferguson. We really need to stand up together. But don't forget, I'm the boss.
If it were all about the message, you wouldn't say that.
Yeah. Like Rick Ross is like, you're right. It's time to be socially conscious for the first part of the song. The second part, I need to remind everybody that I'm the coolest person ever.
If we look at it really simple, as long as they got a song where they're talking about the kid got shot, then we should just look at it like that. But don't analyze it in your world, and
why? It's not two worlds.
When you leave here, you're gonna have cappuccino with your wife. You're gonna have rice. Pilaf.
And what are you gonna have? You fucking travel the world.
I'm gonna fuck
in
bitches.
Jets. You fuck bitches. You got money. You live in the suburbs in New Jersey with your half Asian kids. What the fuck are you talking about? Like you don't drink cappuccino.
But when you leave here, you're gonna have. What are you gonna do when you leave here, Joe? You're gonna have what? Like spaghetti and shit.
No, I'm gonna. Well, I might have spaghetti late. How'd you know? But like, I'm probably gonna get on a bus.
You see?
And go back to where I live, and then come back later and tell some jokes.
Why you're worrying about this song?
At 10 p.m. tonight, he's going to be at Caroline's with Sam Morril.
Hell yeah,
doing that show. But no, I mean, I think that it's okay.
But it wasn't made for you to analyze, because when you leave here, you're going to be enjoying life with your wife.
Are you telling me P. Diddy, Rick Ross, and The Game...
He didn't make it for y'all.
But they're not going to be enjoying life somewhere on a yacht?
Yeah, we fuck bitches, but I'm just saying.
So who's it made for?
To connect with the people that don't have money.
But why is it okay? Why is it okay to self-promote in that forum? Like, regardless of who it's made for, it just seems somewhat in poor taste.
No, Joe Mackey is 100% right. For them, okay, fine. It's not made for me. I understand.
Yeah.
But
it's not even made for me.
No, it's not made for you. It's made for...
honestly, all I care about is the news. I just want to know what happened. Did he kill him? And what's the result? But this song right here, I don't care about it because...
It's made for the people, the young people...
who are ignorant, because all the teenagers are stupid as fuck.
Right, but you know why they're stupid as fuck? Because every time somebody gives them a political message... Yeah. It is joined up with a commercial for vodka or a message that the person telling them this is the boss.
I mean, you don't think that we have stupid-ass teenagers now? Everybody's stupid.
Oh, teenagers are so dumb.
Stupid
it's
as fuck.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But that's not for us. We're adults. We make money. We travel. We fuck and come in girls.
We do.
I mean, some of what he said is accurate.
You came with a girl before, right?
But...
Joe?
Something's in my throat again.
Is it cum? Is that what you're getting at?
No, it's not semen.
Joe, if you suck dick, it's cool.
I don't suck penises.
You're allowed.
It's okay, man.
It's 2014, bro. If you're going to come out, do it here, okay?
I am attracted to women, but I am currently not married. if that clears it up for you, I don't...
In other words, you don't suck cock.
It does. I understand. I understand.
Don't do it.
But you can't... Then you can't be, if you're saying, well, teenagers are dumb, you can't be like...
I'm not saying every kid is dumb.
Well, let's keep them stupid by feeding them that nonsense.
Yeah, because you gotta...
Because I'm a boss.
He brought up a good thing. Millionaires supposed to hang with millionaires. Stupid people hang with stupid people. You gotta give stupid people stupid shit so that they can understand.
But don't you think it's grimy, as some would say?
They're grimy too.
That millionaires are working on keeping stupid people stupid?
It's come on.
Well, I think you could have made this song and had it appeal to the people that they wanted it to appeal to without having,
commercials for alcohol.
Without having to say you're a boss.
Yeah. No, he didn't say boss. Boss.
But I don't know why is being a boss a good thing? I mean,
because
dumb teenagers hate their boss.
I mean, don't they call what's the name of the boss? Bruce
Springsteen is the boss.
He's the boss.
He's the boss.
That's a nice little circle.
Right there. It's not middle management. It's the boss.
It's the boss.
I mean, even if he don't say it, he's gonna sing that message, that record with that message, but. In the promotions, he's the boss.
It's funny when rappers promote their shit and just talk about how great they are in their songs. Yeah. But when the game goes, you know what? I'm doing something special. I'm bringing all these rappers together to raise awareness for what's going on.
That's probably what he did, because he's doing it for them.
But they're like, okay, but I can get my shit in too, right? We'll talk about Ferguson, but I need to get my shit in.
I mean, it's for free, probably. Right?
So? Let's go to...
You know how many people bought the Michael Jackson record when that We Are the Fucking World shit came out?
Yeah, but nobody in We Are the World was
Thriller sold another 20 mil.
Yeah, but he didn't go... It's okay, and I'm okay with that, and if that's what their motivation is, fine.
Yeah.
But... Michael Jackson wasn't we are the children. Thriller is still on iTunes, so get it today.
You never know, man.
And if he did, if he had said that, people would be down his throat for that. They'd be killing him for that. So it's just it's weird to me. As mainstream as hip-hop is now, the rappers can still get away with being and I ain't talking about Ciroc.
But you know
Which,
why?
by the way, is in stores
They
now.
are gonna get away with it because it's not for you. It's for them. And the stupidity side don't care. They're not gonna protest.
Okay, I don't believe in separate but equal. Not anymore.
Okay.
I'm bringing everyone together. We're all one people.
Dumb
like we
motherfuckers.
all got shot. Like we all got shot.
You know the hook, motherfucker.
It's such a good song.
I told you.
It's such a catchy song. Are you starting to turn around on this hip hop music, Joe Mackey?
I'm starting to like all the bravado. I think I'm gonna start tooting my own horn a little more myself.
Get that shit on your phone.
Can you get Joe Mackey a necklace that's actually got a bike horn on it so he can literally toot his own horn?
I'll get you iced out bike horn.
Well, I was at a party the other day and I drank Coors beer.
Oh shit!
So that is pretty sweet. Sorry, going good.
Not a heavy drinker.
Get the fuck out of here!
I heard rappers talk about drinking stuff.
So you thought Coors beer would be the way to go?
It was a banquet.
He's getting there. He's getting there.
I mean, it wasn't Coors Light.
No,
It was regular Coors.
It was regular. It was the hard stuff. That's how I roll.
Michael in North Carolina.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Thanks for taking my call.
Thank you, Michael.
First of all, Joe Mackey, you're the man, dude. I was so pulling for you on Last Time Standing. But
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. The point I wanted to make, and correct me if I'm wrong here, is any of this money going to any of the victims in Missouri? Because to me, I think you're just completely blowing by the point that this guy writes a song about this tragedy, and he's doing it to make money. None of these guys have any connection to the town, do they? None of these guys have any connection to Missouri.
I mean, I would assume, and I would assume that there's money going to charity with this song. I think it's pretty. I mean, it is balls. If you get all the rappers together and you put out a song for Ferguson and then you don't give the money to Ferguson, I don't think that's happening.
I don't have the stats on that, but yeah, that would get outrage even today in that song.
Even in rap, Whoo Kid, you couldn't. It's not for you out of your way out of that one. If you found out no money was going to Ferguson, you couldn't be like,
I
"What
would
is
be
not?"
mad. I'd be fucking furious.
I'm sure there's money going to
That's
Ferguson.
when CNN comes in.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but CNN should be coming in. Bill O'Reilly, maybe not Bill O'Reilly because he's a turd, but somebody like Rachel Maddow should be like, hey, did you notice that P. Diddy is commercializing his vodka on this song for Ferguson? Isn't that kind of strange to anyone else?
I think it's all going to the family, though.
Not the Ciroc money.
Well, I don't know. He sold 40 million cases last year.
Exactly.
That's a lot of money, right?
Sam Roberts Friday Show is the only place talking about this. Making you sweat, Whoo Kid. Making you sweat.
I can't believe I hadn't heard of that stuff before. 40 million cases.
I'm going to prove how nice he is.
How do we even have 40 million cases? We
Just the cases themselves.
The cases themselves. It boggles the mind.
It's a lot of wood.
Yeah. They chop down all the trees to make that liquor that I'd never heard of.
That Ciroc shit is real, man. That's the new god.
Apparently, they could just name drop it in songs about kids getting shot.
I'm gonna have Joe hang with me and Puff Daddy on Sunday.
That sounds delightful.
Yeah.
But Puff Daddy will say, ain't you the white boy that was not appreciating my Ciroc mentions?
Well,
no, sir, that was not me.
Once he got to know me and how delightful my personality is, I think we'd really hit it off.
I mean,
Coors.
To say that you're endearing, Joe Mackey, would be a gross understatement.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Jay in Connecticut.
Sammy, what's going on, buddy?
How you doing?
Good. Rick Ross is hustling every day. You don't get to take a day off.
Boss.
That's what it is. Rick Ross literally hustles every day.
Even he understands that.
Whoo Kid, I'll do the song, but I gotta at least get my hustle in once.
Let them know I'm a boss.
Just to let the people know they dealing with a boss.
What if people make the same mistake I did and thought it was a different Rick Ross? And then he said he's the boss. I'm like, oh, it's the Rick Ross who's the boss.
Oh, yeah.
It's that boss.
Is this the drug dealer Rick Ross? Oh, no, this is the boss.
Sorry, I didn't put the accent on the...
Yeah, you got to work on that. If you're going to hang out with P. Diddy on Sunday, you got to work on that.
It's so funny when you hear this, because this is exactly how you think about this shit.
Me?
Yep.
Yeah, no, I analyze a lot of stuff. Like, everything, Whoo Kid. There's no... That's in that world. This is in this world. I'm a non-prejudicial person. Everything filters through the Sam Roberts universe. And I look at it all in the same context.
You think the Illuminati's behind it, too?
Behind this song?
Well, they're putting it out there to make everything ignorant, and then you analyze it. Me act like it's cool.
That would make...
And Joe drink Coors.
Yeah. Well, as long as we keep that Mackey kid on Coors, he seems to be under control.
Illuminati.
Yeah, Illuminati must like you.
Oh, yeah.
Because you just keep everything ignorant and stupid, but that's also because you make money off the ignorance.
Oh, yeah, because this is a stupid world. You gotta make money stupidly.
I'm an enemy of the Illuminati.
Are you?
I'm exposing this shit. The Illuminati doesn't want me to point out the fact that Rick Ross is still calling himself the Bouse.
Remind me not to walk out with you.
I know.
We're probably gonna all get killed once we leave the building.
I know.
We're like, oh, they're onto us in the boss.
Look, I'll take a bullet in the arm for publicity, but that's as much as I'll do. I gotta hear this show. Someone's getting shot.
I won't get killed. I don't want people making jokes on Twitter about me.
That would be great if Joe Mackey got shot, because technically you're not a full-time member of the show. So it's like the show would be okay, but it would get the publicity of having somebody get shot to death.
And he proves the Illuminati is watching.
Yeah.
This sounds like... If there are any crazy listeners, discount everything he just said.
Don't worry. Whoo Kid and I will write a song for you that includes a live read for this show.
I didn't even get to hang out with Puff Daddy yet.
Joe Mackey got shot. He was a regular guest on the Friday show. 3 p.m. Eastern, XM 103 Sirius 206. Let's all pray for him.
Shoot that nigga on Monday.
Please don't. I hope you, I honest to God hope you don't. Mike in Ohio.
Hey, how you doing?
What's up, buddy?
Hey, listen, there's a couple of points I wanted to make. Andre, a few calls back, took a little bit of my thunder, but I think XM and Sirius could dedicate a whole channel to the black-on-black crime. So,
yeah, that's crazy.
Names of the black guys who've been shot by other black guys. And one other point I wanted to make. If you've never seen violence at a white party, you've never been to an Italian play.
Yeah.
Well, I was about to say, everybody loves when this rap stuff comes up to talk about black-on-black violence and all this
So
stuff.
there's real white-on-white violence. Like, it's ill. Like,
Whoo Kid.
you guys were killing each other hard.
I'm sure there's been murders in Iowa before.
As far as I'm concerned, white people are by far
the worst,
the craziest of people. Did you hear the story? On Wednesday, I think it was Wednesday, this story broke.
Let me know.
Some girl, she's like 8 or 9 years old, not older than that. She goes to a gun range.
What?
She's learning how to shoot. Did you hear the story? She's learning how to shoot a firearm.
An Uzi.
An Uzi. An Uzi is a legit automatic weapon. You don't know the difference between an automatic weapon? What makes a weapon an automatic weapon? Exactly. You pull the trigger once, and bullets just fly to your heart's content.
Hell yeah.
So this 9-year-old is being taught to use an Uzi at a firing range.
What?
And she ends up, believe it or not, the 9-year-old girl could not control the firearm after she started firing the bullets.
She kept going?
She shot and killed the gun instructor.
Get out of here.
Yes, that's true.
Are you serious?
Yes. A 9-year-old shot and killed this gun instructor in the head. It was a big story, I think, on Wednesday of this week. And, I mean, number one, now this chick has to live her life. Can you imagine the guilt associated with you? Because obviously when you're 9, you don't know you shouldn't be playing with guns unless somebody specifically tells you. When I was 9, I thought the idea of playing with a gun was a terrific idea. You know, like, why wouldn't a 9-year-old want to fire a gun?
Yeah.
That's why Nerf has made a business out of it. Kids love firing guns. Bullets are very dangerous. Let's create a gun that's not as dangerous.
And the squirt gun industry has also there's like backpacks full of water that attach to the squirt gun now.
I mean, that directly relates to automatic weapons.
It's
They're like, no.
Get wet, you know what I'm saying?
Like Super Soaker is like, no, we need firepower.
They've got like refill cartridges.
Yeah.
I thought we gotta teach Joel these, like, you know, you gotta wet that nigga. That means, you know, you got a Uzi, you gotta wet it up.
That's what that means? Yeah, because it comes from using squirt guns and stuff. But my question, for everybody that talks about, you know, these people in Chicago and the violence
you can't
there.
compare that. That's an accident. That's a kid getting trained to use a gun. And it went off.
Where? Besides ISIS videos.
Yeah, but
do they train 9-year-olds to shoot Uzis?
I shot 22s when I was a young, when I was like maybe 10.
Really?
But like
but you were raised on a farm?
No. I wasn't raised on a farm. I was in a pretty suburban town. But the kick of a 22 is not 22 rifle. It's not very hard.
Mm-hmm.
But later on, I shot a 357 Magnum, and just shooting a gun like that at a gun range, the kick is it's quite pronounced, and I can't imagine with shooting an Uzi, just the weight of a 9-year-old girl trying to contain the kick of that. It's got to be pretty enormous.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like a gun control nut by any stretch of the imagination, but like for me, and maybe it's because I was raised in New York, and I spent some time as a kid living in London, where nobody has any guns whatsoever, and nobody's allowed to have guns really in New York. It's very difficult. You don't see it very often. I don't see any reason why kids would ever need to learn how to fire a gun.
Oh, I don't know if you don't see guns in New York very often.
You're not supposed to.
I mean, you're not supposed to, yeah. But like, I don't understand the thought. I mean, I understand that. I enjoyed the shooting the targets at the gun range, but I don't understand what your thought process is.
For a 9-year-old.
Thinking that a 9-year-old should be anywhere in the vicinity.
But that's why I bring it up. Like, all right, the comparison is this is an accident. This is not.
Yeah, but
all right, white girl, 9-year-old, white guy dead.
But the fact that white parents would be like, it's a good idea to bring our 9-year-old to a gun range to learn how to use an Uzi.
Although I don't think it's like not representative of most white parents.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it's like I don't read these stories every week.
Yeah, but I don't think that like Chicago is representative of black people. But I don't see black parents bringing black kids to gun ranges.
But it's still, if you look at it in simple form.
Yeah.
Young girl, 9 years old.
Right.
Gun goes off. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Dead white guy.
Right.
All right, now let's go to Chicago.
Right.
This nigga's on my block.
Right.
He trying to take my shit, nigga.
Right.
We gonna kill this nigga.
Uh-huh.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. There's no comparison. There's thought process in killing somebody because you're poor.
Yeah, but what about
an accident of a dumb white girl?
But what about the thought process that I brought up of as a parent? I'm not saying the kid needs to be like.
But that's a stupid human being,
right? But isn't it a stupid human being?
You can't even put color on that. That's just a stupid human.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that all races.
A 9-year-old Uzi, that's a stupid human. That's not even a color.
Right. Like there are stupid human beings.
Yeah.
In every sort of thing. That's why I didn't want everybody to get, because everybody, when we were listening to the rap song,
color on that. That's just,
was getting angry about the black-on-black violence. But you're right. It was more to illustrate the fact that stupid human beings, there's sects of stupidity in every single ethnicity.
But in black communities, there's reasons why violence goes down. There's no economy. Motherfuckers is poor.
Right.
There's no education.
And in white communities, it's like, well, we were raised hunting. We hunt. That's what we do. We have guns. Da-da-da.
And it doesn't help the guns are available. I could go buy a gun for like $200, right? Right, Joe?
I'm going to have to check my figure.
Joe, let's go get a gun right now. Yo, we out.
I'm going to call my gun guy.
How much is a gun in your neighborhood if I want to get a gun, like a 2.2?
Well, I mean, heck, you could go to Walmart.
Yeah,
and buy a gun for under, $100.
You can get guns at Walmart.
Yeah.
I wish Anthony was here for this shit.
Let's go to Paul in Jersey. Yeah. Yeah, Anthony would be very pissed off that I was even saying that this was bad that the parents. Like, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think kids should shoot guns.
Okay.
What's up, Paul?
Hey, guys. Hey, what you're saying, it's very irresponsible to let a 9-year-old do an Uzi. There's a place in Vegas called the Gun Store, where anyone can go in and there's about 300 guns in the wall. You pick what you want, and you go to a range and you shoot. It's a very cool place. If you're ever out there, you got to do it. I heard Anthony talk about the Desert Eagle, and that's where I shot mine. I shot a machine gun. But I bought my family out there 3 years ago because I told them about it. They wanted to do it. My kids were 13 and 9 at the time, and the only thing they were allowed to shoot was a small little handgun. Now, so I can't see why a 9-year-old has to be on an Uzi.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of those, it's like, I wouldn't let my 9-year-old shoot a rifle. But if somebody says, yeah, my 9-year-old knows how to shoot a rifle, that's whatever. That happens.
It's just hard to legislate common sense.
That's why I'm not like, I don't think you can call for laws. It's just a matter of you want to go around shaking people. and going, what are you doing?
And there's laws against shaking people.
Yeah.
Why people still break them.
Yeah. I get put in jail for assault. Let me go to Brad in Louisiana. What's up, Brad?
Hey, man. Sam, love you. Love the show. But you're being an idiot right now, man. You're talking about something you don't know about, and you're making opinions on it. And you two guys, I mean, hey, sorry. I'm from the South. We shoot when we're young. It's fine. You know, you guys, by your own admission, don't know anything about guns, don't own them, don't shoot them.
I shot guns when I was
accident.
Joe Mackey. Here's my thing, Brad. Here's my thing. And Joe Mackey, he shot guns when he was a kid. He was saying, isn't it an easy thing to say? Okay, the risk of a gun accident is absolutely larger if a kid is shooting the gun versus an adult. Therefore, one way to decrease gun accidents would be to not let kids shoot guns. We don't let kids drive cars because they would crash into things. Huh?
You're ready to legislate that? That's what you want?
No. Brad, don't get me wrong. Everybody hear me. Everybody who's on the phone, stop talking, Brad. Everybody who's on the phone, everybody who's listening. I'm not saying to legislate things. All I'm saying is we should just agree as human beings that it is a stupid thing to let kids shoot guns because accidents could easily happen.
Why don't you just say shoot an Uzi?
Yeah, especially a high-powered one.
Specifically a high-powered automatic weapon that has no purpose in hunting.
I don't know nothing about guns, but Uzi is too much.
And what you guys, she was shooting a Uzi, which is distinctly different from a regular one in that it's smaller, it has a higher cyclic rate, so it's much harder to control. She should not have been shooting that particular weapon. I will agree with you there. However, there is nothing wrong with a 9-year-old under adult supervision learning to handle and shoot a firearm. Also, that particular range, it's just like the last caller said, it's an experience. People come in from Japan to shoot guns because they can't. This is from the Northeast. And I would bet money they're from a place where they aren't allowed to own or shoot firearms.
Look, I get that, and thank you, Brad. And you're right about some of your stuff. Like, shooting guns is fun.
I wasn't talking about the regular gun. I'm talking about the Uzi.
Right. Like whether it was a mini Uzi or a full-size Uzi.
A 9-year-old girl. A regular gun, shotgun, yeah. You shooting cans. That's what you do. Right. But I'm talking about a Uzi.
I mean, by the way, it's not like 1955 anymore. I don't think kids run around shooting cans off the fence.
I thought you still do that.
No, I don't think so.
That's what I did. But but no, I always like it when someone calls up. It's like, I think you're great. You're an idiot.
At the same time.
Thank you for qualifying that.
This is one of those things that, like,
I don't remember you saying that you don't want kids you want to put a law out. Talking about
I'm not talking about laws. I hate laws. Laws just get fucked up every time. But what I would like to do is be able to just tell everybody, just talk to them like people, and say, kids are stupid by definition. We were just talking about stupid people a minute ago. We were talking about how dumb teenagers are.
And adults are stupid too.
Yeah, adults are stupid.
There are a lot of dumb people.
But, tons of them.
Stupid assholes.
But if you can't trust a kid to drive a car, and you can't give a kid alcohol, and you can't give a kid cigarettes, I don't see anything wrong with saying kids shouldn't have guns until they're, whatever the age is. 18, 21, I don't care.
And I think, the point that he made was valid. Under close supervision, is it wrong for a kid to learn to shoot a 22 or a rifle? Probably not.
No,
I don't think anyone said that.
The same way it's not wrong for your dad to teach you how to drive when you're 13.
Yeah,
you're in a vacant lot. He's teaching you how to.
Lot. Yeah, I mean, I think we're arguing, but we all kind of agree, which is it's one of those weird situations.
I probably wouldn't want to be around a kid with a rifle.
No.
Because I would be afraid the kid was going to shoot me. But if I knew how to use a rifle and I wanted to teach my son that thing, I don't have a problem with that.
Idea. The person supervising also has a rifle. That way, if that kid gets out of hand, you can shoot him.
Yeah. I want you to know something, Billy. before you get any fucking ideas in that 9-year-old brain of yours. You even think about shooting me, and I'll fill your head so full of lead.
See, Rachel Maddow's going to get this sound clip, and she's like, comedian Joe Mackey advocates shooting children. Yeah. That is not the case.
You should get that. You need a little. You haven't had, ever since Last Comic Standing ended, you're in a bit of a lull. You need another boost. Controversy, Joe.
Oh, man. I'm going to take Joe to this shit. After we hang out with Puff Daddy, you know, it's in Vegas. We'll go to the shooting range. They got a big one out there in Vegas.
Yeah.
Uzis, everything.
Suge Knight's not going to be there, is he?
I don't think he's going to be there.
I don't want to be a bystander.
We should Instagram us, like, just shooting shit up, like me and you. You're screaming. I could be the nigga Rambo. You could be like, I don't know. What
Rambo?
Rambo? Well, you're the Rambo.
No, you're the N-word Rambo.
Okay.
And then Joe Mackey can be the white Rick Ross. I think you guys just have a big chain on and 2 guns.
Is Rick Ross not white?
Let's go to Tony in Texas. What's up, Tony?
Hey, what's going on, Sam?
How you doing?
Whoo Kid. Listen, I'm a criminal investigator. I'm a federal agent, and I'm a firearms instructor. I myself have taken my nephews who are kids, and they shot my rifles and whatnot. You know, different things that need to be said is, you know, it's unfortunate that this happened, but it's the instructor's responsibility. If he's going to do that work, whenever I take someone to shoot that's never shot, he's my responsibility, and whatever happens is my fault. I hover around that person. I still have my hands on that gun whenever I instruct someone. And if I see that it's getting away from them, I'll take it from them.
Yeah.
You know, it's unfortunate that this happened. Like, you know, Whoo Kid has been on the money saying that it's an accident. You know, but what we do want to make sure is, you know, and I see this issue, you know, and I'm sure Anthony, you know, would agree with this, is, you know, people that don't know about guns saying, well, you know, stuff getting misconstrued, and then everyone starts, you know, panicking, you know, hey.
And the other thing is, seeing that little girl shoot off an Uzi, like, that looked like a terrorist training video. Like, you don't see that shit outside of, you know, the Taliban with this army of little, you know, crazy mutant kids.
They have a photo of Bin Laden on the thing?
Oh, shooting Uzis. They probably did.
Well, also, like, to your point, the point I think maybe you're trying to make is when you hear some kind of crazy story like this, it gets a lot of media attention.
Yeah.
But one of the top reasons of people dying is not gun instructors giving kids Uzis. It doesn't happen every day. It's pretty rare.
I mean, rare enough to the point that when it happens it's a national news story.
Like double pneumonia kills so many more people than gun instructors dying of kids having Uzis.
And we didn't even know that was a thing. I'd like to apologize to the Jake the Snake Roberts family, but that is a fact. Sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, big celebrity guest on the phone right now. We were going to go to break, but I don't want to go to break because...
Get out of here. Is it Tony Bennett?
No, it's not Tony Bennett.
He's a big celebrity guest.
I guess he is.
I left my heart
Told you.
in San Francisco.
Hell yeah, nigga.
Tony, are you having a stroke? You sound terrible. Ladies and gentlemen.
Everybody, how are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 after the hour. I'm in the morning program. Rob Bartlett is on the phone.
What up?
I'm glad you did the time check.
Of course. Quack, quack.
Here's the thing. Kids and Uzis. Whatever happened to a birthday party clown? Whatever happened to that?
John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah. You know, in the tail on a donkey. When did we decide we were going to give automatic weapons to 6-year-olds? I just, you know.
And then there's a weird thing. Like the weird thing about kids now is you see pin the tail on the donkey, right? In the 50s, it was used with real pins.
Right.
Now, it's like we have to be non-violent. It's going to be all Velcro everything. Velcro and stickers, except some kids know how to shoot Uzis.
Well, yeah, of course. It's like shoot the tail off the donkey.
Yes. And here's the donkey. It's a real donkey.
It's a real actual. It's an actual burro.
Yeah.
How about it? Instead of a pinata.
We tied a sombrero onto it because we thought it'd be fun.
Right. And you shoot it up and you discover there's no candy inside.
Right. No, there's just donkey innards. Sorry.
Exactly. It's like, who wants some intestine?
Yo.
Oh, Lord.
So who's in his house?
Well, we have, of course, here on Sam Roberts Friday show, Sam Roberts, myself, DJ Whoo Kid.
Whoo Kid? Get out of here, really?
Well, he's my regular co-host when he's not traveling.
What up, son?
What up, God?
And very talented comedian who's been on before, Joe Mackey.
Joe Mackey, what's up, man?
Do you know Joe? He was on Last Comic Standing.
I've never heard of him, but I'm just pretending I know him so that
well, the
I don't know
ruse
who
has
you
been
are, but I know you're going to be a
exposed.
big star.
Yes.
I'll give you the Joe Franklin introduction. My friends, Joe Mackey, a fabulous comedian, going to be a big star. You have no idea who he is, but he's going to be a big star. We'll be back after this message from Joseph Speakerman's 15 Varieties of Ethnic Breads, my friends.
Rob Bartlett is great because Rob has been in show business like forever. And he's like, he still puts on a show. I swear. And I don't think he's doing this anymore, but I saw him do his act once, and there were musical numbers. He was doing impressions of every member of the Beatles all at once. It was show business. It was pizzazz. It was lights, camera, action, Rob.
It's old-fashioned show business. It's you got to bring the pain to the people is my motto.
Now, are you still of the era? Do you look at comedians now? Because you're one of the guys who does it all the way the old school comedians did. You're a Broadway performer, so you know how to sing, you know how to dance, you can act. I've seen you on SVU. You can even do play-by-play somewhat poorly for WWE. So
Somewhat?
Joe,
how about the worst wrestling announcer in history?
Rob Bartlett did the commentary for the first 13 episodes or whatever of Monday Night Raw in 1993.
That's right.
At their 1,000th episode or some anniversary, they put out a poll on the website, and they voted Rob Bartlett is the worst wrestling announcer of all time.
I still get hate mail. It's like when the WWE
Network.
All of a sudden I get all this email about, you have any idea how much you suck? Like, how? It's been 21 years.
They put Bartlett in this,
at this point.
They put Bartlett in this position where obviously they just didn't tell him anything except be funny. And so you watch it because all the episodes are now on the network, much to Bartlett's chagrin. And Yokozuna comes out, and Macho Man's talking about him, and Vince McMahon is talking about him, and Bartlett just goes, "Hey, who's the big guy?"
That's one big old asshole, Brad.
What's he wearing, a diaper? Wrestling fans don't want this.
All I know is the Steiner brothers kept getting me confused with Paul Bearer. That's all I remember.
Oh, man.
So do you look at the comedians of today, your Joe Mackeys of the world, and go, kid, when I was coming up, you had to do more than be able to tell a couple jokes? Because Joe Mackey, you have no musical theater experience. Is that correct?
No, none at all.
See?
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's a lot harder for the guys now than it was when we started out. Because when we started out, we kind of made our own rules. I mean, especially the Long Island comics, we were the first ones, so we just kind of made it up as we went along. Now, I mean, I don't know if I would even try to do it if I had to start now. People have to pay to get stage time. You have to do bringer shows. It's a lot tougher now than it was then.
Did you have to pay, Joe?
I didn't have to pay to do shows, but he's right about the bringer shows. It's basically getting your friends to subsidize your terrible new comedy.
Oh, shit.
Right.
And I mean, I think what a lot of people don't know is comedy's not that old as a mainstream form of art. I mean, you had the guys like Red Fox and the Bob Hopes of the world, but it really didn't become an art form till after Lenny Bruce, and then it became the comedy boom in the 80s where it became this commodity.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's still new.
You're really over-intellectualizing it, Joe. We stick our dicks in chickens. That's basically what we do.
Stick our dicks in chickens.
I have that problem because I'm very smart.
I actually did see you on Last Comic Standing. I think you're very, very funny, man. I thought your Universal tour was the best out of all of them.
Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
There you go.
See?
What do you think of that, too? The other thing that's going on in comedy now is that, because everybody's got a podcast now, and everybody's comedians talking about comedy. Right. Everybody's got a documentary has become a big thing where comedy is very intellectualized now on a fairly regular basis.
There is nothing more tedious or unfunny than talking about what's funny. I mean, I'd rather stick a glass rod in my urethra and bang on my dick with a ball-peen hammer than talk about what makes things funny. It
Not
just
for
doesn't
you.
make... it's just I don't know. It's like that. It's not that classic cliche story about this Italian guy is really depressed, and he goes to the psychologist, and the psychologist tries to help him out and puts him on different medications, and nothing works. He's so depressed. The psychologist finally says, what you need to do is go to the circus in town and see Santorini. Santorini is the greatest comedian, the best clown you've ever seen. If he does not make you feel better, he is the best. He'll guaranteed make you feel better and break you out of depression. And the guy says, but doctor, I am Santorini. It's like, get a fucking grip. You're telling jokes for a living. Do you know how easy you have it?
Well, that's the other thing that I found interesting lately going on with comedy is I feel like a little bit, because after Robin Williams happened, after Robin Williams killed himself, there was this whole comedians are depressed, the sad clown thing, like that came way back in, and everybody made this kind of blanket statement that comedians are just damaged, sad, horrible people who are just dancing for us.
Well, for most of the part, that's right. That's true. I mean, that's not to negate the fact that we are people who are just crying for acceptance.
Yeah.
And we want people to love us, and we're so desperate for approval, and we put ourselves in a position where we're constantly testing the ability to get that approval on a nightly basis. I mean, there's no more self-destructive personality trait on the planet. But the bottom line is, you gotta accept the good with the bad. You gotta give as much credit to the successes as you do the failures. But every comic focuses on the one person who wasn't laughing. You could kill their standing ovation. One person at one table doesn't laugh, you focus on that. I mean, it's ridiculous, It is an art form. I mean, it's not everybody can't do it, obviously. There are a few, and there are a handful of really, truly great people out there who do it, the Jim Nortons, the Jay Moores, the David Tells, the Louis C.K.'s,
no Joe Mackey mentioned.
Well, he's just starting. He's
kind of glazed over that one.
He's a babe in the woods.
He was waiting for it. He was hoping for it.
I don't deserve to be in that list of comics.
But you know what I'm saying? There's definitely something to that. But bottom line is, not everybody can do it. I wish I had a nickel for everybody who comes up to me after shows us, people think I'm kind of funny at work. I get everybody laughing on the floor. They're all on the floor, and he thinks automatically that he's a comedian. There's a little bit more to that, okay?
They're already not self-aware enough to be a comedian.
No, exactly. It's like, you have any idea how they're making fun of you behind your back at work?
Yeah, they're all Dennis Falcones. They're all just coming in. Hey, well, a laugh is a laugh. They're laughing with you. They're laughing at you. A laugh is a laugh.
That's right. Doesn't make a difference.
I'm the funniest guy at the UPS store.
Is it like every comedian's goal to have their own cult movie, or they just?
What do you mean cult movie?
Everybody has this one movie that defines their whole career, and then everybody just goes on all the big guys out there that's super popular.
You mean
beyond
like Belushi had Animal House?
Yeah. Is that one of them, or not everybody can act? Can you act? Can you do
I can act a little bit, but I think I think the Belushi was more of a sketch guy, and a lot of times the line gets blurred between comedic actors and sketch and improv guys and stand-up comedians. But I think I can only speak for myself, but a lot of what movie gets made is a lot of luck, and what movie gets seen is a lot of luck.
So Beverly Hills Cop was a lucky thing for Eddie Murphy.
Well, your stand-up's the only thing that you have more control over. Okay. So it's what I want is to be able to go work wherever I want to work when I want to work. Because even a lot of guys who become, when I go to the comedy club holiday parties, you see guys who come back and they were great in the 90s and then they don't get booked anymore, and they're like, well, why don't they pay attention to me anymore? It's I don't want that to happen to me. I want to keep being able to work and stay relevant.
Well, if you're Jimmy Walker, you got to stick with the dynamite. If you refuse to do dynamite in your act, you're not going to get booked.
I wish I thought of dynamite.
By the way, Rob Schneider is going to be at Caroline's this weekend. So
Rob Schneider at the Caroline.
Exactly, and that's
doing
exactly
for everybody.
Fucked up, Sam.
But he had the moment.
Sam, you're fucked up, man.
He had the moment on SNL. He had his thing. But he didn't have an act, and so now it's
it's whatever makes the bucks, man.
Yeah. So is that what? So do you sit there you've been? Because let me tell you something. Rob Bartlett was working this ridiculous, like at the top of the show, I was complaining about the morning radio schedule. You are in the same boat because you wake up early and do Imus.
Right.
But Bartlett, for a period of time, he was waking up early, he was doing Imus. Then, in the afternoons and in the evenings, well, on matinee day in the afternoons, but in the evenings, he was on Broadway every day doing How to Succeed in Business, first with Harry Potter and then with one of the Jonas. Then, he'd be doing comedy on the weekends.
You sleeping with them?
Sleeping with... Who?
Forget about it.
Were you sleeping with the Jonas Brothers?
Sam and I have a little thing. We don't let Jess know. It's just between us.
I happen to know his schedule.
It's normal now.
No, the worst was when I was rehearsing Odd Couple with Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick in the afternoon, and I was doing Sweet Charity at night, and I was doing Imus. But we were at MSNBC, and it was in Secaucus. So I had to be in Secaucus, New Jersey at 5 to get into, this prosthetic makeup, because I was doing Dr. Phil and all these characters that required all this prosthetic makeup. And we had one of the Saturday Night Live guys doing the makeup. And I was traveling from Long Island every morning to go out to Secaucus. And I did that for a whole summer. And if that doesn't kill me, I don't think anything.
5 a.m.?
Yeah.
Yeah, but some things you do for love, some things you do for money,
Yeah.
And sometimes you're able to do both. So this weekend I'm doing Uncle Vinny's down in Point Pleasant tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. And it's like a return to the old school comedy club. The small room with the people sitting right on top of you. And, it's different than a theater. And the theater shows are great. You get a whole theater full of people who are there. And, you can do an hour and 15 of stand-up, and it just, you feel like a rock star. But
I saw Rob. Rob did this thing, because I saw him at one of the theater shows because he was in Westchester. And Bartlett has balls. Like, this guy walked in, and he had the worst toupee that I've ever seen in my life. And it's soon, like, I went with my parents and with Jess, my wife, and all of us, as soon as he walked in, we noticed it. Bartlett had to realize from the stage, like, just that being there is a distraction for the audience. So he does a segment of his show where he goes out into the crowd and just kind of does crowd work inside the theater crowd. And he made a joke about this guy's toupee 2 inches away from the guy, right to his face. And I swear I've never seen a man so unhappy as that man with the toupee was.
Sounds like the man with the toupee is the brave one.
Exactly. That's where the credit goes to that guy.
He has to walk around like that.
Yeah. So what do you enjoy then? You're talking about doing stuff for the money and doing stuff for love. Do you like... Is comedy your escape? Is Broadway your escape? Is the radio your escape? Like, what's your thing that you just do for you?
It's all good, I mean, it's
don't give me that political answer. Don't give me that politically correct.
No. I mean, I really like writing for the radio. I like doing character pieces for the radio. I like the immediacy of the radio. I like, because we're also, simulcasting Fox Business TV, so it's a little of both, and that's fun because it keeps me. It keeps me current. I have to write 1 or 2 or 3 pieces a day to do live. That keeps that aspect of me fresh. I love acting. I mean, I got into stand-up to help launch my acting career. It only took 25 years, but, eventually I got there. And, but stand-up is really, where I got my start. I mean, I did my first stand-up routine in kindergarten. I imitated Pat Cooper's Italian wedding bit. So, I was cast early on.
They like that wedding material.
Yeah, 6 years old going, hey, San Nunzio, you want to come and go sandwich?
You don't even know what you're saying. You're just like, well, he gets laughs on the record, so.
I had no idea. I knew my father laughed when I did it, so that's all I did.
Well, listen.
If there's something about being in a comedy club, where people are sitting right on top of you, where you're doing the gig, and that's always a high.
And you don't have Imus giving you that Don Imus look that he always does.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I get different looks, but. So,
what kind of groupies do you have
in
your world?
Yeah, that's a great question because Rob's been around the business for a long time.
That's what I'm saying. What kind of bitches you got over there?
Do you fuck bitches on the side?
Well, not many that have their own teeth. I'll put it that way. It's just, it's like there's a lot of catheters. There's a lot of philosophy there.
But you know what? Sometimes when it's just gums, the sliding is so much better.
It actually works, you know. And what's great is half of them have Alzheimer's. They don't remember when you die. So.
It's like a built-in roofie. It's an amazing thing.
Exactly. You don't mess with the roofies. They have it already. Who are you?
Yeah.
Nothing, honey. I'm the milkman.
Yeah. Well, listen, everybody. Where can they see you? And this is all weekend.
Yeah, it's tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday at Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant. You know, the details are on robshow.com. I think it's 732-899-3900. And I got a bunch of new material I'm trying out, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited.
And that's fun to get to do new material, too, especially at this point in the game. I would recommend highly going to see Rob's show. I've seen Rob multiple times and had a blast every time. You're hilarious. So,
thank you. You're the man, Sam.
And yeah, I think, and people know that. I mean, you've done O&A before, you've been on Imus forever. If you haven't seen his stand-up, definitely go check it out.
Exactly.
RobShow.com,
RobShow.com.
I respect you, man. You running this shit. You got girls with no teeth and all that. Shit, man.
I'll spin them around, man. I can hook you up.
Maybe you go over to Point Pleasant this weekend?
How about, yo?
Uncle Vinny's.
Go for that mouth.
All right, Rob. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Thanks, Danny.
I'll talk to you later.
Joe's like, damn, man, my future is going to be like groupies with no teeth.
Hey, you got something to look forward to.
I'll sell insurance.
You've never been with a woman with no teeth?
I don't know if I know any women with no teeth. Do you guys know any women with no teeth?
Damn, I don't think so.
They all have at least some teeth.
No, I never had a chick with no teeth.
No, me neither.
We got the fluoride and the floss.
Yeah,
things are going pretty good for teeth.
Can you get your asshole licked with no teeth? The same thing, man.
I mean, yeah, it would be, as long as they got the tongue, they can do it.
So, but how about the gums on your asshole?
I don't know. I've never felt it. I assume it'd be a pleasant sensation. If anybody's ever had their asshole gummed, call up the show, 866-WOW1WOW.
That might be a new sexual act right there.
Having your
just
asshole
never
gummed?
explored.
That's 866-969-1969. Take a quick break.
Home shit.
When we come back, the story that I've loved so much.
How about eating your ass?
No, we're not going to. Well, I mean, again, if you have stories about having your asshole gummed, please feel free to call in.
That's crazy.
However, I also want to talk about David Chase and how Sopranos fans and people trying to figure out the ending to that show are still ruining his life. He was out in the media again this week.
Damn.
Talking about the ending of The Sopranos. The actor isn't even alive anymore, Tony.
That's fucked up.
And David Chase was still talking about it. We'll get to that and a ton more that I haven't gotten to when the Sam Roberts Friday show continues.
Sam Roberts Friday show will be right back. Right back. Right back.
On a Friday with the darkness.
That shit is dark, all right.
Yeah, motherfucker. Very high-pitched. Sam Roberts Friday show. Want to thank Rob Bartlett for calling in. RobShow.com, I believe, is the website. You can get all the Rob Bartlett information. Joe Mackey is here. Joe Mackey is going to be doing a show with Sam Morril tonight at Caroline's at 10 p.m., which is here in New York on Broadway. So you can either, if you're in the area where you can see Rob Bartlett, go see Rob Bartlett. If you're in the area to see Joe Mackey, see Joe Mackey. You hear the darkness, Whoo Kid?
Mm-hmm.
Now that is a band that's going to create some awareness.
Get out of here. I like screaming. It's like devil worshipping shit.
Are you a Darkness fan, Joe Mackey?
Oh, I like that one song they had. I believe in a thing called Love.
There it is. I love that you know who the Darkness is, but you don't know who Rick Ross is.
Rick.
Real quick, I promise this will be quick. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not going to be a long phone call. Do not. Okay. Hi, Lady Di. How are you?
Oh, shit.
All right. How you doing, Sam?
Good. Now, you have to understand this is not Opie's show. I cannot steal an Opie property. I cannot stay on the phone with you for very long. But I care deeply for you. You're in my heart all the time. So I did not want you to go.
You're wonderful.
I did not want you to go unspoken to.
Okay.
But Opie's back on Wednesday of next week, so be sure to call
Wednesday? I thought it was Tuesday.
Well, it's Wednesday, so be sure to call in when Opie's back.
Hi, Whoo Kid. Hi, Joe Mackey.
Hello.
Whoever you are.
I'm a very good comedian, one of the best.
Impolite that you would say it that way, Lady Di.
All right. Okay.
So what's going on with you, real quick, in a nutshell?
I sold the truck. Okay. So if anybody thinks I'm driving around with a green Ford Explorer, they're wrong.
Why would anybody think that, Lady Di?
Because a couple of people on Twitter said that they saw me driving around in a truck.
No.
And
See what Twitter does to people?
That. Yeah. Huh?
All right. Well, you sold the truck. That way you can live for a little bit longer. Of course, Joe, you probably don't know.
No. Wait. Hold on.
She's a horrible alcoholic and maybe a crack addict as well.
Alcoholic. Wait a minute.
Her roommate was also an alcoholic. His name's Bill. Bill died because he threw up on his own vomit and blood in her house.
No.
And she grieved for 6 hours and then called the radio show.
Her had pancreatitis.
One of her other ex-lovers also passed away. The father of her child, he jumped in front of a train.
Yeah.
So that's just to catch you up on who Lady Di is.
Sorry to hear all that.
Hey, Joe Mackey, Joe Mackey, whoever you are, you're a great comedian. I really love you.
One of the best.
Joe Mackey, right? All right. No. Bill passed away in the hospital because he had internal bleeding. Okay, I'm trying to explain that.
All right, so you sold the truck. Anything else?
Final destination is a bit.
Anything besides the sold truck?
Shit.
All right.
I sold the truck. Yeah.
All right, so I'll talk to you Wednesday, buddy.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Bye, Lady Di. She calls a lot, Joe Mackey. We just can't. We can't be on the phone. I have 3 hours a week. I can't.
I bet if she made a rap song to raise awareness, there would be something about that truck in there.
I thought Joe was excited that she actually sold her truck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
were you excited to hear that?
Those kids got shot, and it shook me up. By the way, just so you know, I sold my green truck. I did. Whoo Kid, you're going to be very happy about something, and I'll get to the David Chase thing that I promised.
I'm going to get some pussy
in a minute. No, I don't have any pussy to give to you, unless Joe. Do you have?
Joe has a pussy?
I assume you're referring to vagina, and no, I do not.
Okay. All right, well, we don't know each other that well yet that I can make those assumptions.
Oh, man.
It's 2014.
Why? Okay, why would you assume that I could? Why would your default be that yes, I can get? Well, first of all, I shouldn't even say vagina. Women. Good for you.
I mean, Cher's whatever got a dick now.
There is Cher's son is a transgendered man.
Cher's daughter has a dick.
No, it's a transgendered man, Chaz Bono. No, this is, and it does have to do with pussy.
Not a dick.
Not a dick. This clip that I have for you is a student in high school. They were having an end of the year assembly, and they were asking everybody questions. And they gave each student the microphone on stage in front of the entire student body. And I want you to hear what this student said. Okay, you ready?
Good.
You're going to be really happy.
Good.
$2,000. 300 and fuck her right in the pussy.
Yo, it's my favorite homie right there. And I'm never going to believe that shit is fake.
Whoo Kid was obsessed.
That's crazy.
Obsessed with the fucker right in the pussy news guy. And he was coming at me.
That shit is real, just like Jesus.
And he was posting videos on Instagram, and I had to tell him on the show, Whoo Kid, that it's fake. The guy is not real. But it really started happening. And Whoo Kid, this is a real clip from a real student at a real high school.
So fucking
$2,000. 300 and fuck her right in the pussy.
Did you love that if that happened in your high school?
I need that for myself.
Oh.
You know, it's great. It's hilarious that kid did that. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, what if that's the best thing that kid ever does?
It probably will be.
I always think it's like when someone like writes their name on the side of a building with spray paint. I'm like, yeah, you wrote your name on the building, but like, what if that's your mark on the world?
Yeah, that's how people are going to remember you. And that's it?
It's like, he really wrote his name on that building.
Well, he stuck a stick into that pavement before it could dry really good.
They gave him a microphone and he said something dirty. Well, a life well lived.
He said fuck her in her pussy in school. On a microphone.
I like that he was specific.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
I'm never going to believe that shit is fake. That shit looks so real to me.
No, it's fake, dude.
Come on, man.
It's fake. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Fake is real just like Jesus.
I know. Call up the show, by the way, if you want to talk to myself, DJ Whoo Kid, or Joe Mackey at 866-WOW-1-WOW, 866.
Oh, you know what I wanted to do before we get out of here?
969-1969. What's that?
But Sam's not here. I wanted to create a cult. Maybe we could start our own cult. Let's get a name and then have people follow us. And then we just maybe make one Twitter and then that's our cult.
And then we could have a cult and then
a cult that promotes our own line of vodka.
That'd be kind of hot right there, right?
What? Yeah, if we had our own cult, what would we call it?
We need
How
a name.
about the Sam Davidians?
Oh, shit.
It's like the Branch Davidians, only Sam Davidians.
It's good that your name is there because you'd have to fuck everybody.
Yes. And if anybody is out of line in any way, Joe Mackey and Whoo Kid will be my enforcers. Will let me know if anybody's out of line. You bring them to me for a good rogering.
I'm sorry, I can't join this call.
No, Joe. You weren't invited here for a radio show. You're in the cult.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sorry, bro.
Is that what that paper was that I signed?
That's exactly it. That was your life's possessions.
This will be the first cult with 4 leaders.
Yeah.
We can do what we want.
Do we want Sam Morril in the cult?
Well, my first order of business is to eliminate the other leaders. Because you can't have 4 leaders in a cult.
We have to have a replacement for Nicole. I mean, we have to have a spot for Nicole, not a replacement. Maybe Nicole will be Sam's replacement. Maybe it's because Joe was lucky enough to be here at the inception.
Robert Kelly can't hear this. You know, he'll go crazy if he hear this shit.
Well, he doesn't do my fucking show. I told him, I was talking about my Friday show.
Yeah.
And he goes, you mean the Bob and Sam and Whoo Kid show or the Sam and Bob show or whatever he said? And I'm like, you've called in once. You've never even done it. You're not, like, the train's moving without you, bro. You got to come on the show. But
maybe we could get some fans to call up and give us a name for the cult. Maybe we'll call it Moisture.
No, that's your word, dude. You can't have it.
That's in the dictionary. That's not my word.
Let me go to
he's
Lee.
right.
No, I can't argue that.
That's not my fucking word, nigga.
Lee in Atlanta.
Hey, how you doing? Listen, I'm just calling to say Joe Mackey should have won.
Yeah.
DJ Whoo Kid is by far the funniest DJ out there. Yeah. And Sam, you should be the next Tonight Show talk host.
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
Hey, Fallon.
Thank you.
Fallon, don't make yourself at home behind that desk. I'm coming for you. That's how that's how things are done in business, right? Like national threats.
That seemed like a nice threat, though.
Oh,
you just don't want him to be comfortable,
right? You're there for now, but don't get that chair too warm, because I like it cool. Is that okay? Okay, cool. Well, thank you very much, Lee.
Well, you have a great day. You're doing a great job. Hey, listen, let me ask you one more question.
Ask away.
If I don't know if you can answer this or not. Mm-hmm. How many people have subscribed to the Anthony Acuna show? Has he told you?
No, he hasn't told me. I would love to find out. It seems like it's been very successful. I mean, all signs point to it being a very big success. And if you saw, like, there was a counter on the first video he put out, and it was like a 6-figure number of people watching that video. I don't know how many people have subscribed, but, I mean, it seems like he's been super successful at it.
And if you don't mind me further asking, if we had 50 to 100,000, that's close to $6 million a year.
Oh.
I think he could pay you just to sit there and be like, Johnny Carson had his.
I would if Anthony
Griffin.
has 100,000 people subscribed to that thing and he's got that kind of money thrown around, I'll be his Ed McMahon. I don't have a problem with that.
Crackhead Ed McMahon.
That's right, because some of your Instagram followers believe that I'm a crackhead.
You look like one.
That's neither here nor there. Before we run out of time, I wanted to talk about some TV stuff. First of all, have you guys been watching the Simpsons every episode ever marathon?
It's crazy. It's like 500 something, right?
Are you a Simpsons guy, Joe Mackey?
I love The Simpsons. I don't have cable, but I've watched the
what
first
do you
8
mean you
years.
don't? You do live on a farm, don't you?
Damn.
No, I just I don't want to go to a business that doesn't treat its customers well.
Oh, it's a morality thing.
No, it's just why would I do that to myself if I don't have to? I subscribe to an internet that's over the air, so I don't have to buy a cable that way. It's just whenever you have a situation.
What do you mean, internet that's over the air? I don't understand.
It's a 4G internet that I subscribe to. It was a company called. I don't want to give them an advertisement, but
fuck them.
It was this company that doesn't exist anymore. It got bought by Sprint that was called Clear.
Yeah.
But they deliver 4G internet. I didn't want to have to use the cable companies because when I moved here, I called the cable company and they had an advertisement for a price on their website.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, that's not the price that you would get. And I'm like, well, what would I do? And then I realized, well, I have to subscribe to this or not have stuff. So I found this other company, but I love The Simpsons is the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
I hate cable companies.
Do you miss cable? Or is your loathing for the cable company enough to be like, well, I don't miss anything so much that I miss it more than I hate cable companies?
I don't miss it more than I hate cable companies. I remember when I tried to get something set up at my parents' house, it took they told us 3 different days we're going to come from 9 to 5. And I stayed home.
Yeah.
It was like
That's fucked up.
It was it was just like they never came. And what other business besides airlines, airlines or cell phone companies?
Any business that they kind of, even cell phone companies aren't that bad.
No,
because they don't have you hostage.
They have a little bit of competition. But,
yeah.
What other company would do that?
Yeah, no.
Milk delivery. They take forever, yo.
Milk
delivery?
You have milk delivered to your house?
I'm the one that lives on the farm.
I got an ice box.
Good for you, dude. I like that you say that. But see, this is the difference between us and Whoo Kid. Whoo Kid is able to turn anything around and make it look cool. I go, you have a milk delivery? And he looked at me like almost threateningly and went, hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm a honeymooner nigga, man.
I felt kind of lame that I don't have a milk delivery.
Yeah, like I need to get milk delivered.
You're not a honeymooner nigga?
I'm not one of those, no.
I'm like the Ralph Cramden in my hood.
But you've been watching Bang Zoom to the Moon?
I love it, man.
But you seriously get like the glass milk?
I got a big piece of ice in my shit. I got an ice box.
Which is ice.
Yeah, nigga.
You live like the 50s.
Ralph Cramden.
Yeah, that's right. And you literally tell your wife that you want to hit her. You don't do it, thank God. But
like Chris Brownie or something.
No, but Ralph Cramden used to threaten his wife with his fist through the moon. But the Simpsons marathon,
I love it.
The craziest thing to me has been the illustration of how deeply that show fell off. Like when the first 9 seasons of the Simpsons, I think 9. I would say 9.
Lights out. Lights out funny.
Yeah.
Hysterical.
Not only is it hysterical, but it's a quality show. Like, they're actually dealing with themes. Like, there's deaths, and there's, relationships, and there's this, and that. Like, it's a real show. And then, right around the 9th season into the 10th season time, they just jumped off a cliff and went total lame slapstick. And it's just it was horrible. It's so weird to watch.
You think there comes a time where they run out of shit to write about?
No. Maybe. I think what happens is they lose perspective on what they have. Because it's not like they're sitting there watching and being like, look at this. They're like, oh, this works. People like this. And eventually they just kind of get lost in the Simpsons bubble, and the show becomes something that it wasn't.
It's still decent, and it's still funny, but it's not like it was before. But it's tough because writers get old, they get married.
Yeah.
They're not as hungry anymore. They get different, Conan O'Brien's got his own show.
Or, they don't want to sit there writing The Simpsons forever.
Yeah.
And so, but The Simpsons are like, well, the show must go on. Does the intern know how to write? All of a sudden, you're dealt with something. But that and the other big TV thing was the David Chase thing. I love that David Chase is still being driven crazy. You know who David Chase is? Creator of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
He did an interview, and he was published now. saying somebody asked him if did Tony Soprano die? Is he dead? And David Chase said no, he isn't.
What?
And that's like big news, I guess, because he never actually said Tony was or wasn't dead. And then Chase had to come out later this week and make another statement saying he didn't say, he said, okay, there's a much larger context for that statement, and as such, it is not true. As David Chase has said numerous times on the record, whether Tony Soprano is alive or dead is not the point. To continue to search for this answer is fruitless. The final scene of The Sopranos raises a spiritual question that has no right or wrong answer. So he's saying there will never be an answer to if Tony is alive or dead. At first, I read that and I go, yeah, it's a fucking TV show.
Exactly.
Tony Soprano never lived, so he's not alive or dead. The show ended, and that's how David Chase decided to end it.
So he just did some bullshit.
It would be so sweet if tomorrow he puts out a statement, Tony Soprano was dead.
Can we meet him and then maybe read it ourselves?
David Chase?
Let's meet him and let's read it.
Well, listen to this. I thought this, and I've talked to him before.
Yeah, I know. That's what
I interviewed him.
Can we meet him?
And I go, and my theory the whole time was like, it's a stupid TV show. I mean, not that it's my favorite TV show of all time, but it's just a TV show. He's not alive or dead. It's a character. Blah blah blah. Then I went back and looked at my interview with David Chase, and I asked him about, are you a Sopranos fan, Joe Mackey?
No.
Do you remember? That's all right.
No, I just not that I don't like it. I just never watched it.
Yeah. You don't even have cable now.
Right.
So, do you remember, you were a Sopranos fan?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of that.
Do you remember the episode where Paulie and Christopher are running around the snowy woods, and the Russian escapes from the car, and then he gets lost? Well, one of the Sopranos questions that has been on everybody's mind forever is what happened to the Russian guy in the Pine Barrens episode.
That's crazy.
So I brought that up with him, and this was a while back. This isn't breaking news, but his answer, I think, relates directly to what we're talking about here. So listen to his answer on that. And Pine Barrens, it was done.
Pine Barrens, you mean the Russian?
Yeah. I mean he goes up the tree and
yeah, and then people began. He never went up a tree, but people.
What did he do? Do you know what he did?
Yeah.
How did he get out of there?
We had it figured out. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
He collapsed, and he was found by some Boy Scouts, and they got in touch with somehow he was carrying a piece of ID that led them back to his boss, Slava, the Russian guy. He was put in a hospital, and he was like completely, his massive brain trauma.
Right.
And he was sent back to Russia.
And that's it. So that story is completed.
Yeah.
That's great.
But I never said that. And
right.
So people were all like, well, what happened to the Russian?
Yeah, well, it's interesting that you
But I had to fill that in. I mean, it could have been something else. He could have, I don't know.
It's interesting
that would have been kind of an American Idol. I don't know.
So we're back live. Now, here's the thing. First of all, the fact that I talked to David Chase about The Sopranos is maybe my favorite thing I've ever done in broadcasting. No offense, Joe Mackey.
I don't think he's offended.
That's fair.
Well, I thought he was coming in gunning for that moment today. But
technically, you guys just spoiled the end of Sopranos if I ever want to watch it.
But when he said that, I go, what? That motherfucker knows exactly what happened to Tony Soprano.
Hell yeah.
He's not looking at this. This crazy person created a universe in his head, and he wrote episodes that existed in the universe, but he left facts, that stuff, everything that he said. A Boy Scout finds him, he has brain trauma, he gets flown back to Russia. None of that was even alluded to in any episode ever. It was just in his head. David Chase knows exactly whether Tony Soprano is alive or dead.
He did say it was a long time ago, but it's amazing how intricate he came out with that answer.
Every detail. He knows exactly if he's alive or dead, and he won't tell us. That's his game.
So we got to meet him and get that damn fucking...
Will you intimidate him physically?
I'll squeeze his neck or something.
Okay,
all
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Good.
You will help me, Joe?
No, I would not resort to violence for sure. I've never watched.
It's a great show. You take my word for it.
I'll have to check it out. But I do know how the show ends. But when it happened, it struck me as funny because I don't know if you ever did this in school where you'd have a project where you had to write a story. And you try to write it really good, but then the due date came.
Yeah.
And you're like, and everyone died, and then it's over. He's just like, I'm just going to end it right now.
Yeah. So, David, look, we need the last page of the script. Do you have it?
We need that.
Yeah, it goes to black after this one.
The killer got on the bus and it broke down and the show ended.
There's like 4 more pages to The Sopranos that he just never finished. And he was like, fuck it, we're on a deadline. Goes to black. Journey plays. Journey? Do we like Journey? I don't know.
All of a sudden there's a nuclear war. Nothing to do with it.
Well, that's like the end of that show, Oz. Did you watch Oz?
No.
Oh, did you watch Oz?
A couple rape scenes, yeah.
Yeah, of course. You got to fast forward to the rape scenes. But in Oz, like, the bus just blows up at the end. And you go, what?
Well, fuck.
The prison gets under like an anthrax scare and then everything just blows up. It's terrible.
It's just like Dynasty. You remember the end? They just shot everybody up.
Well, no, that wasn't the one with the...
that was Dynasty, was it?
Dynasty, everybody gets shot up?
Like at the end, the final episode.
But The Departed, too.
Dallas, too? Did everybody die in Dallas?
I don't know if everybody died in Dallas. There was one...
Oh, no, they brought Dallas back. The guy...
Oh, yeah, everybody's alive. JR and Patrick Duffy.
He died in real... Didn't he die in real life?
Died in real life. He's dead now, but he didn't die on the show. Yeah, and there was the other one. What was the one with Life Goes On?
Oh, Life Goes On.
It was all inside Corky's head while he looked at a snow globe. These fucking shows, the way they do this to people.
I think they're doing it on purpose to fuck with us. That's what we got to do.
Oh, there was the Newhart episode, too, where they did something similar to that.
It was all a dream.
Yeah,
Newhart's bed.
He's back to his old series.
Do you know how... That was actually a good one.
Yeah, that was fun.
But, like, do you know the commitment, the level of commitment people put into these shows, and you're just like, I don't know.
Did Papa Smurf die?
I think he's dead. I'm sorry to tell you that. Papa Smurf is dead.
Out of here.
Yeah. Whoo Kid's depressed. Well, there's only one thing that's going to make Whoo Kid
fucking bullshit.
Feel any better at all.
Thanks, Sam, it's Friday.
Joe Mackey, we did this with you last time, right? Where it's Friday and it's the end of the show, so we go around the room and we thank me that it's Friday.
Oh, okay.
As if I'm God. Because Whoo Kid thought the original idea for the show, before it was Sam Roberts' Friday show,
get that cold on.
He thought a good idea for the name of the show would be Thanks Sam, It's Friday. So I turned it into a segment where everybody does that. So if you have anything you'd like to say.
Well, thank you very much for the show and let me be on. And
No. Oh, just that today is Friday.
Oh.
As if it's my thing.
Oh, so I have to thank you for
Friday.
For Friday.
Please do.
Thank you for Friday.
You're welcome. Whoo Kid, is there anything you'd like to say to me?
TSIF, baby.
What's that stand for?
Thanks, Sam. It's Friday.
Travis, you've been doing a fantastic job running the board with Troy in there.
Hell yeah.
And our lovely guest phone screener, my wife, Jess.
Hell
Bit of a skeleton crew, and the family has to come in. It's been a family show today. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Sam, rough week.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sam. It's Friday.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
Now I understand.
Can they shout out the cult? Can they shout out the cult on Twitter, or can they
the cult?
We got to get a cult name for next time we come back on.
Yeah, you know what? Hashtag TSIF, of course. But everybody tweet in at Not Sam, at DJ Whoo Kid, at Joe Mackey, of course.
Sam is not down, or Sam is not down, huh?
No, I don't think so.
He'll probably be out of the business by next time.
Yeah. So tweet us a name for our cult, and maybe I think Nicole's going to be back next week, so we'll go over some names then.
We're going to have a cult. Oh, fuck everybody.
Hey, Chad. Chad in Louisiana.
Hey, Sam. Woo, Kid. And Joe, just wanted to say, man, loved you on Last Comic Standing. Me and my wife were really upset.
Look, Chad, we don't have a lot of time.
I appreciate that.
You compliment Joe Mackey and you thank me for something.
But we're coming to see you when you're in New Orleans. And,
don't tell him. Don't tell him. It took too long. Jess in New Jersey.
Hey, Sam. TSIF. Joe Mackey, you are the best. I can't get tickets. You're sold out.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. But catch me back in the city if you're in New Jersey.
I'll be back there. I don't know how to get tickets, but I'll get them.
Sounds good.
So tonight's sold out?
Oh, I can't imagine we'd sell out for tonight at Caroline's, but...
Okay, so Jess, if you're still listening, it's Caroline's tonight, 10 p.m., Sam and Joe show with Sam Morrell and Joe Mackey. We got a lot more calls to get to. Everybody, Joe, you did great today.
Thank you so much for having me.
And everybody's calling in and saying that, and they've been calling in all day. talking about how funny you were. So thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Hope you're back again soon.
R.I.P. Papa Smurf.
DJ Whoo Kid, I'm so glad. I was so excited to see you.
Oh, for real?
It's been a while.
I know.
Like, it's been like 3 weeks since we saw each other, and I was getting very excited.
You're looking at my chin. I don't
to
know.
get to spend some time with you. And you have a very exciting chin in general.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you, and we will see you.
I look forward to hanging out with you and Diddy.
Oh, yeah, we gotta get it popping.
Next week, make sure you're on Instagram. Follow us all. Not Sam, just Whoo Kid, and Joe Mackey is on Instagram. Yes, no?
No, I'm actually not a picture taker.
Okay, so just Whoo Kid and Not Sam on Instagram. Follow along with Joe Mackey and Whoo Kid partying with Diddy, and we'll find out all about that next week here on Sam Roberts' Friday Show.
This has been Sam Roberts' Friday Show. Hear the whole thing anytime you want to on demand on SiriusXM.com/on-demand. Tune in every Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Here, Sirius 206 XM 103.